Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, November 11th, 2021, and you can find this 128 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away. You can watch me completely dominate at video games Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, now with 1,000 followers at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can also watch me play video games every single Monday night at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And you can find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern, that's NickVern. And this week's episode, we have a guest who's a little bit difficult to describe. To say that Randy is a man of many talents would be more of an understatement than if I started the show by saying Marcus is friendly and outgoing.
But I am friendly.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Mr. Randy Baruso is an engineer, photographer, model, actor, podcaster, and he got stuck going to college with me. So without further ado, Randy, welcome to the show. And what have you been up to?
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me on.
Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny when when you hit me up, I was like, oh my God, that's right, Nick. Dude, I think just a quick shout out back to college. One of the funniest moments was, I think we were studying Chem 2, and I think we were in...
Oh my God, Gen Chem 2?
Yes, Gen Chem 2.
Jesus Christ.
And because this was the one class that I think that we were taking at the same time.
Sounds about right.
And so I think is this Belden? Yeah, I think we were in Belden, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay. So everyone's studying, right? And at this time, I was still on the wave of like, I'll just study close to the exam. And so I remember going down. I was like, this is sick. Like Nick's going to be there. There's a bunch of people in this room that all know what they're doing. So I'll be able to just kind of like breeze through the homework and totally understand everything that's going on. And you guys start doing stuff on the board. And like, I remember I asked a question and I think it was you or someone that was just like, oh, dude, like, that's like from the first homework assignment. I mean, we can go over it if you need it. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's great. And I'm pretty positive I left early because I was just like, oh fuck, like I am so far behind, it's embarrassing. And I think I got like a really bad grade on that exam actually, which was very unlike me. But I just remember just being like, holy shit, Nick knows his stuff, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
So I'll give full credit to Christian there because he was the one like doing the hand holding, like, dude, we got to study, we got to go do the things, we need to know like XYZ on this test and go for it right now. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And then that kept me in mind. Right. But that man is was a machine.
Yeah,
so,
that was rough.
We had Jackie.
Jackie Cow.
Jackie Cow. He's a UConn alum. And when he was on the show, he was working for BioWare at the time.
He's a game developer.
Yeah, he's a game dev. And then he works for Gearbox, who makes Borderlands.
Yeah.
And when him and Nick start talking about the UConn stuff, I just get lost because you guys start talking about all these buildings and all these
dining halls,
and wherever these keg stands happened at the exact moment in time. And I'm like, I have no fucking clue what you guys are talking about.
Oh, that's funny though. That's a good time. That's
all I know about UConn is Huskies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Students today, Huskies forever.
Whoa.
Boom. The slogan.
Yeah, there it is.
That's too funny. Is that I hope that wasn't the first time we met when I accidentally made you feel stupid.
No, dude. No, that definitely wasn't. But I just remember being like, damn, this
Nick,
guy's
you made him feel stupid like a year before that.
Yeah. This was far too late. This is much later than that.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But yeah, no, that's funny, dude. As far as like, dude, what have I been up to? Well, I recently, so the podcast that I host, Bone Apple Tea, shameless plug.
Yep. Not shameless at all.
Yes. So I've recently sort of reformatted, and they were in the pre-show we were talking about how it looks better than Joe Rogan, and I put way too much effort in the look of it. And the guy that helps me produce the show is like, yeah, but like, did you say anything that's worth listening to? And I was like, I fucking hope so. It's just like, he's like, yeah, it's like, it looks great, but is the content good? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to be making content. And I get way too into just how everything looks and the lighting. I'm like, ooh, 3-point lighting and good bokeh in the background. I just get way too obsessed with it all. But yeah, dude, I mean, what have I been up to? Well, I've done a bunch of modeling gigs recently. Did one for Six Flags. It was kind of fun. I think that commercial is going to come out in the spring. I did one for like Bird Dog Whiskey. I did one for Aquaphor. Any of you that have tattoos? Do either of you?
Yeah,
Oh
I know
yeah,
what that
the
is.
cream.
Yeah.
Or,
So
like, ointment. I guess.
Actually, and I actually did see. I actually did a little research on you prior to, and I did see your modeling for Bang Bros, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny you mentioned that. They hired me. They were like, "Holy shit, this guy is a fucking stud." And that's pretty much how I ended up there. That was actually, it's funny that you found me on Bang Bros because I was also a Chippendales dancer in college. So
Wow.
Hey, however,
So that's why you never went out with us.
Yeah, but that's
Because
okay.
You were working.
Yeah, but that's okay because I bet he has zero student debt.
yeah,
Right.
I
Zero.
wish, dude. I wish, dude.
Thanks, Chip.
Oh,
Thanks,
God.
Chip. Oh, my
Yeah, for
God.
the record, I'm neither of those things. If anyone's actually wondering about that, but
I guarantee
yeah,
nobody thinks that.
yeah.
Bangbros.com/Randy Barroso.
Yeah, gay only. So so yeah, man, so the that's been really good. I starred and I was an executive producer in a short film Tuesday that's we're kind of doing our festival route right now. I'm really excited about that. It's written and directed by Eric Champney, who's like a pretty well-renowned playwright over in New York. This was his first screenplay, so that was a lot of fun.
What is it about?
So it's how do I describe it? It's pretty much
put
like,
it in like a category. Would you call it?
yeah,
melodrama?
it's definitely a drama. So let me, you know what? This is why I have a writer. So because he wrote a better like little log line for what this actually is. So
a summary, if you will.
yeah, exactly.
The Netflix description when you're scrolling through.
Yeah. So let's see. So he has it as the only person who can save a small Connecticut family from falling apart is the one who's pretending nothing is wrong. In one of the most honest films of this generation, an ordinary day is transformed into a luminous testimonial of courage, sacrifice, and love. And it pretty much just follows Charles, that's me, as he sort of tries to navigate this new landscape of having his father with dementia in the house.
Oh,
And but you know what, I think an important part of the film to me when I approached Eric about writing it was like, hey, like I do want to do this topic about dementia. My grandmother actually passed from dementia a few years back. But I wanted to recognize that like not everything is shitty all the time. Like there's moments of these like really happy moments that kind of break out in life in seemingly, you know, like ways that would surprise you. Like with my grandmother in particular, and something that made it into the film is that, you know, she might forget everything that was going on, but, you know, you'd put on a song and she would remember every lyric as the song was playing. And it was like, holy shit, like, it's just amazing to see how impactful music is in the brain. And so it actually sent me down a rabbit hole in just finding that people with dementia, for whatever reason, they never lose this music sense. And I just absolutely love that. So that was one of the main points of the film that I think, because no one wants to watch a sob fest for the whole film, right? Like that, to me anyway, that's like, if I'm going to make a perfect film, it's going to bring you along a roller coaster journey that maybe in this case has a way that'll send you off in a way that's sad, but it has moments in between that are not. So it makes it a lot more enjoyable to watch. So that was kind of like the goal of the film for me, as far as like, you know, how to entertain people. But so yeah, that's been a really big thing for me. And I'm really excited about it.
Hell yeah.
And then, you know,
how long is the runtime?
The runtime, so it's a short film. So runtime is 16 minutes.
Okay.
But you know, it's if you want to get into film festivals for a short, you kind of want to be under 20 minutes. Some even say under 15, but I couldn't bear to separate with anything more from the film, from what we shot, than 16 minutes. It just felt exactly right. Yeah. So yeah, we haven't been turned away yet, so that's good.
That's wicked good.
Yeah. As far I see you guys have video game content in here. So as far as like what I've been doing video game wise, guys, do you guys own a Switch, first of all?
Of course. We both
Okay. Have you guys ripped through Metroid Dread yet?
No, but our guest next week is talking all about that, and I need to step up my shit. So
yeah, dude, definitely at least start it and get like partway through. Did you ever play any of the Metroid games growing up?
I played the first one for
was it Super
GameCube.
Metroid? Oh, GameCube, Metroid Prime then.
Yes, Metroid Prime, which is a little not traditional, right? It's like a
but it's great.
Shootery.
What was the last one out on the Switch?
The last Metroid game?
Yeah.
So this is their first Metroid game for the Switch.
No.
Did they port something to the Switch?
Okay, so you're right. I think they had a I forgot what it was called, but it was I think they were trying to make like a Super Metroid but for the Switch, and it was like more modern and stuff. I forget what it was called, but I never played that one. I heard it was good.
Oh, here it is. This is the one. This is it.
What's it called?
Samus Returns, I think. That's a 3D.
Okay. Yeah, because it's funny. I know everyone hated Other M for whatever reason, but I actually really enjoyed that one. I think I'm a sucker for all Metroid games, so I tend to be just like loving all of them. But Metroid, I actually recently, because Adam also beat Metroid Dread, he's like, dude, I need more Metroid. So I whipped out my GameCube with the Game Boy Advance attachment, and I've gone out and bought all the stuff so that we can play Metroid Fusion on my screen.
God. The dongle that let you attach the GBA? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember.
It has to be Metroid Samus Returns.
That's the one you played?
Yes.
On the Switch. Was it any good? I heard it was so
no. So I bought it. So anytime I go on vacation, I usually buy a Switch game.
Smart.
And because it's just smart to do.
Yeah, plane rides, man.
And
instead of bringing your whole PC and stuff, you just bring the Switch to like play on the beach and stuff, right?
Right. So
bring your whole PC on the beach. Hold up. I was going to go in the water and build a sandcastle, but I've brought my PC with me.
Let me unpack.
So anyway, I tried it, and like honestly, like it didn't feel fluid to me.
Yeah.
And I got through like the first couple rooms, and it might have been like what was awesome about the original Metroids was that with the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo controllers, you were using the D-pad, right?
Right.
Where this game, the analogs, the stick didn't really play well for me because like it was based off like, let's say, an 8-bit movement, and with the stick, it's like a full 64-bit movement. I don't even know what I'm saying, but
I know what you mean though.
It felt super clunky. I couldn't shoot anything. Like I was just terrible at it, and I was like, fuck this game, and I never played it again.
Yeah, I will say, so that to me, and from what I've been reading about, was a proof of concept for Metroid Dread. So what they wanted to do, they've been wanting to make Metroid Dread for years, and Metroid Dread is officially the first original 2D ish game since Metroid Fusion. So I think Metroid Fusion was like 2007 or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty old, so it's been a while since they've actually made a new storyline. And so when that Samus Returns game came out, that was the developers being like, hey, we can do this, but if we have more time and money, we could do something better. And that is essentially what Metroid Dread is. So Metroid Dread, Samus is super quick. She's wicked fast. She's super nimble. She's like really jumpy, and it works, I think, really, really well. It's probably, honestly, dude, I think it's like my favorite Metroid game, which is kind of crazy because I grew up playing Super Metroid.
Yeah.
And that one's kind of like the OG one. But I'm waiting on a bunch of other stuff to come out. You guys think? Do you guys see that the Skyrim is coming out with yet another game? I don't know if you've seen the meme. It was like Skyrim, the buy it again version.
Well, okay, so I've got some opinions on how that game
blew up.
So it blew up and it's popular. The reason why that game is so popular is because of the mods. It's just like Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 is popular still. Game development has not been done to that game in 2 years, and yet there's still thousands of people playing that game because you can mod it and you can be any Star Wars character you want. I mean, shit, one of our friend of the show and streamer, Director Chronic, has himself in Battlefront 2.
Get out.
Like he had one of the artists make him. So like,
what's his base character like based off of? Is it like Anakin, but it's his body?
Luke? No.
Nope, Boba Fett.
Oh, it's Boba Fett. Oh,
yes.
What a curious choice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, what I'm saying is Skyrim is so popular. Like there's some builds for Skyrim. Now, I'm not a big Skyrim guy like Nick is, but
yeah,
I'm
a huge boner for Skyrim over here.
No, that's great. That's awesome.
I got it for the Switch, man. That's what I bring when I go on planes. Like,
sure.
That's a good idea.
So what I'm saying is that with the mods, like there's like 4K mods, and like the game looks incredible. It doesn't look like the original Skyrim.
Right.
But here's the other thing. Other than Elder Scrolls Online, the MMO, Bethesda really is just investing in new games right now.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing really new. The next big one's going to be
Starfield.
Starfield, and that's going to be insane.
Yeah. That's like Skyrim for space from, what I
Right.
can understand.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that I was reading some article that says like the base story is going to be like 80 hours.
Good.
Jesus.
And it's going to be it's going to basically be like Skyrim where there's going to be so many side quests, you're not going to be able to get to them all.
That's exactly how Skyrim is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, go ahead, Randy.
Oh, no. Go for it.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's the mods. I think the mods help a little bit, but I think the biggest thing for Skyrim is you literally can't run out of content. Like, there's so many layers on layers of quests that you can do, and the world is humongous. And
that's why I can't imagine a next game. Because, dude, I played it as a kid in high school.
Right.
One way.
2011.
And then I found it again in college when it came out for like the Xbox One.
Yep.
And I played it then. I think I was a senior in college. Adam came over and we would like play it for hours.
Yep.
And then I found it again. After that, when I got the Xbox Series X, I was like, I'll fire it up again. And then that was like when I started working. And then when I got the Switch, I got it again for the Switch. And dude, I still find new shit.
Right.
I'm like, how have I played this game? Coming up on my fourth play of the game,
right?
And I'm still finding new stuff. Like it makes no sense to me. I mean, granted, now all the DLC is there, but still, it's ridiculous.
Well, just put it in perspective. In the Steam charts right now, 3 minutes ago, there's 31,727 people playing Skyrim.
Yeah, see, that's absurd.
That's
right?
Crazy.
That's absolutely crazy.
And that's.
Wait, the all-time
Steam,
peak
right?
on Steam? Yeah, just on Steam. The all-time peak is like 70,000, so there's still half as many people.
That's one day.
In one day.
No. That's at one time.
Right.
That's not even like the day.
At one time.
Yeah, so in the last 30 days, their average players in a month were 17,982.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And it went up. And it went up 2%. It's a 2% gain from last month.
Wow.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah, for a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, it's like I don't blame them for keeping the revisions going on because like people gonna buy it,
right.
It's just gonna keep happening. Now this is kind of, I mean, it's not exactly the same vein, but I got a huge crush on Elder Ring coming out.
Elder Ring, what is that?
It's
Nick.
Well, so Nick, it's basically like what were those really, really hard medieval games?
What's
Dark
it called?
Dark Souls. Yeah.
It's like Sekiro, same developers.
Oh yeah.
But it looks, I don't know. I mean, it could be
Elden Ring. Yes.
Did I say Elder?
Yes.
My bad.
Elden.
Oh yeah, Elden Ring. I actually thought it was a Lord of the Rings game, and then I was like, oh no, it's not. Like not at all.
Did you play any of the Middle Earth games? Speaking of which,
I watched Adam play one of them, one of the newer ones.
Oh yeah,
it came out when we were in grad school.
It
looked crazy.
Well, but they're saying so. A couple of our friends. Well, actually, so Obi in the nerds community. So Randy, we have our own Discord. It's a nerds community. One of
Love
the
it.
members just got invited into the test program.
Oh no! Kidding.
Oh,
So he's going to be
lucky duck.
testing this game.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm sure a game like this has to be tested.
Oh,
This is
for sure.
Yeah,
It
this has
looks
got to be.
massive.
This has got to be like leaning on Lord of the Rings a lot.
Well, no,
it's
it's
like a
just-
big white tree. I
well,
know
it's
it's
just-
similar.
It's just the fantasy world, but
Yeah.
it's
Didn't
this
George
game is-
R.R. Martin write the storyline for it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
Let's
about
see
to look
if I
that
can
up.
find Cat.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So, but this is all like,
The combat looks like Dark Souls. for
yeah,
sure.
it is basically Dark Souls. You get hit once, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't
playing.
know. I've been watching some gameplay footage, and I don't know if they've just like kept the hitbox up or whatever. But it actually looked like you have some.
Some heft. Some
Yeah.
tankage.
Okay. So here's a little article. So so Martin did not write the actual story for the game, but he constructed the world it was based on,
Interesting.
as indicated in previous teasers.
Very
Interesting.
cool.
So this is a super important game for like the people who play those types of games, because there hasn't been one of these games in a long time.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
are really looking forward to the real challenge.
Do you think it's going to be like one of those games? It's like
Yes.
stupid hard.
Yes.
That's too
I
bad.
do.
I like
But
because
that's the point of it.
I know. Well, the thing is like I really enjoyed Sekiro. Adam and I played the crap out of that.
Yeah.
And geez, I talk about Adam so much, it's like he's my boyfriend.
Well, you do live with them.
I know, right? Dude, it's funny. I've lived with that guy since grad school.
Right.
So that was back in like 2017. We moved in together. It's 2021. I think he might actually be moving out in like a little less than a year from now, though.
Whoa.
Things depending. But that's just like, jobs, and he wants to pursue other stuff. But like which is going to be crazy because like it's just weird to think after all that
It
time.
got delayed. It was supposed to come out in January.
Oh yeah, I think it's February 2022. Elden Ring.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, here's the thing. When I played Sekiro, it was manageable, except some of the bosses in particular were so fucking hard that it was just like unbearable. And I couldn't actually beat it. I would literally hand the controller over. I'd be like, Adam, figure it out. And I like to think I'm a pretty decent gamer. But like some of this stuff, man, it's just like, holy shit, you have to do what? You have to dodge just right at the right time and then do a parry and chop its head off and use its own head it gets so intricate,
That's cool though.
Well, see, I'm okay with that. Bloodborne, that's the game I was thinking about. That was like the opening, like that was a PlayStation 4 game exclusive. And I remember playing that with one of the paintball guys. Either way,
Like Shane, maybe?
maybe. And as soon as the game starts, you find the first like enemy, and it was like impossible to beat that one guy.
Oof.
And I'm like, I just was like, oh my God, like this is not for me. But it created a generation of people who love those challenges. It's
Right.
like Oh No Plays, that was on the show, who does the insane
the Super Mario Maker.
Super Mario Maker
Oh
maps.
god, that stuff. I've seen some videos of that, man. They get crazy
this
with it.
dude, he only picks and plays on stream like it shows how many people have completed these maps. He only picks the ones that have the 1% clear rate.
Oh Jesus. I can't even imagine it probably looks silly. Like some of these maps that people make are just like, you can get through this?
Right. Exactly.
You have to hop on 20 Koopas and,
In the right order.
yeah,
At
in
the
the right,
right
order.
time.
Perfect timing.
At the right
And
time,
you can't hit, and if you fall, you're dead, and you're always floating. And then above you, if you jump too high, there's those like black chompers at the top that eat you.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's nearly impossible, but he'll do it on stream for 30 or 40 minutes, and he'll get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's commitment right there. Have either of you guys actually secured a next gen system?
We don't really need it because we play PC.
Oh wow. Okay.
so
oh,
I-
yes. We
Yes.
over here. We use the PC.
Yes.
So
Actually, that's not true. Well, we do play PC, but that's not true, Marcus.
I have an Xbox Series S, brand new in the box, sitting at my house, and I will have the brand new Xbox Series X Halo Infinite
edition.
the day it comes out.
Oh, dude, that one looks sick though. And
Yeah.
Halo Infinite actually looks really good.
Well, so the key is a good friend of mine. He works at Best Buy, and he anytime that happens, like I got to switch OLED for somebody. Like anytime anything new comes in and they come through the store, they let the employees know
Yeah.
because they can get so many. So if they get 200 systems for the store, they'll like say, okay, 10 employees are allowed to get it. Write your name down on the list. And if you're in the first 10, or they pull a rabbit out of a hat, you know what I mean? Names out of a hat, and you can get it. And the only key is for me is I don't sell it for more than he gets it to me for. So, I'm doing it so I can help some kid be really excited for Christmas.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Like the Xbox Series S, because what's going to happen is after Black Friday, greatest holiday of the year, people are going to be scrambling and there's going to be no systems.
Right.
And I know what's going to happen. Somebody that I know very well is going to be like, oh my God, all my kid wants is a video game system and you can't get them. I'm like, oh, I got one.
Yeah, it's kind of bonkers. Well, first of all, that's awesome, dude. I really like that idea. That's very like selfless. But I saw something on IGN Instagram today, which actually has been a follow that I recently did on Instagram that I have very much liked.
Follow.
It's a great follow, man. They do everything. And it's funny sometimes the comments, dude, like are pretty.
Oh, it's
funny
hilarious.
Too. Dude, there's way too many funny people online. But so they made a post about how PlayStation's going to actually be like downgrading their current projection of systems, which was already pretty low. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to be even lower than it was initially projected.
Correct.
That's bananas.
Which is crazy pants.
Well, so there's a couple things going on. So this I actually understand. So the chip crisis right now is real, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that you can't get a chip. The problem is AMD, who provides the chips for the PlayStations and all that, they're pumping out, like, I'm looking at it as, why are they going to give Sony their chips at a discounted rate for their PlayStations when they can just put them in the fucking box and put the extra chips together to make a processor for a computer and sell it at full price and make their money? Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So speaking of the IGN post, they made a post of 13.5 million PlayStations have been released to the world. And I was like, oh, these comments are going to be great.
Yeah.
And some of them were, 13.5 million consoles sold to scalpers. I don't have mine. Oh, wait. Is there 13 million out there? Because I'm pretty sure the GameStop still has all brand new PlayStation 5 games with no used because nobody has a system. Nobody's returning games. Dude, it's so funny, right? And it's true, but like them stopping production is actually going to hurt them because Xbox has basically said that they are in 2022, they are going full tilt boogie on Xbox Series X's to try to get them into everybody's house.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Microsoft has the power.
Yeah, I think I might actually be getting an Xbox Series X for Christmas here. My mom kind of whipped it out and she was like, "Hey, by the way, what do you need for Christmas?" And I was like, and because I can't find it anywhere. And she found this like Twitter thing, or actually, I think I might have. This is a backward story. I think I sent her like this account on Twitter that will post like restocks, and she apparently secured one at like a fair price, which is sweet.
Yeah.
But you have to follow it's crazy, dude. You have in order to get a system, you have to follow like an account on Twitter.
There's an app. So if you want something, before the end of the show, I gotta find my phone. There's an app you can get. All right. There's an app you can get on your phone that you type in. So if it's for free, you can only have one thing reserved. But if you pay like $5, you can search and save the 3 things. In the second it's available at bestbuy.com, you're going to get notification. It'll bring you to the site. And it's basically how fast can you put it in the cart and pay for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah, it is rad.
That's cool.
What do you guys, I mean, I know we keep like, I don't know if it matters like what format or order we go in here, but what do you think about Chris Pratt getting all this hate for voicing Mario and Garfield?
Yeah, I don't mind him voicing it. Like, it's not his fault.
Yeah, like it's so funny because like obviously now there's like comments online anytime they announce like, oh, who's going to be the voice for, whatever, and someone will just be like Chris Pratt. But like it's funny, people will be like, "Oh, that's terrible casting." I'm like, "Yo, you got no idea what goes into casting." There was probably,
Right.
100 people that auditioned for that part, and he didn't get it by accident. Like he clearly must have nailed the audition.
Right. He must have done something cool.
And so I don't
Or
know.
how about wait?
The
Or
Mario
how
one
about
was
he's
weirder.
Chris fucking Pratt?
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
Mr. Guardian of the Galaxy, Mr. Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Like, the dude's the fucking man. He
And Andy
listens
Dwyer,
to a
let's not forget.
1983 Walkman
Right.
and kills aliens. That dude doesn't need an audition.
Yeah. Andy's
Yeah,
Andy Dwyer, like Randy was saying.
that's a good,
Like,
yeah, it's a good point. It's like maybe they just called him in without an audition. But I imagine for a part like Mario, I guess like the Mario one was the weirdest one to me because now I don't really. People are like, oh, why don't they just give it to the original voice actor? I'm like, well, because the original voice actor would have been like, it's a me, a Mario, for like the whole movie. Like, no way.
That gets
no,
annoying.
yeah, no, like it makes sense if it's like a one-off catchphrase. But
What?
when you're talking through a narrative story, that would be super annoying.
Wait, have you seen any of the other voice acting cast? Want me to read some to you?
but can I just say this? It's the who
Yes, by the way.
cares? The dude likes money. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
But I will say, people have. This is how you know life is good. If all you have to do is bitch and complain that Chris Pratt is the voice of Mario,
Right.
first world
Dude.
fucking problems.
It's the ultimate. It's so funny you say that, man. I had a first world problem moment the other night. I was making dinner, and I'm in a bit of a bulk phase when it comes to lifting
Lifting?
right now.
Marcus and I
And,
are always in a bulk phase, but we're not lifting. Go ahead.
So I'm adding a little extra rice with my dinner now, and I ran into this problem where it couldn't fit all on one plate, and I was like, oh, life is so tough. I have to put all my food on 2 plates. And it's just it's
First
the
world
same
problems.
it's the same idea as like, oh man, I can't carry all of my groceries in one trip. Oh, I got to make 2 trips for all these groceries.
Listen, if you can't carry all your groceries in one trip, man the fuck up. I will carry 80 of those plastic bags, no problemo.
What
I
was
am
it
not
when we were
doing
like
2
kids
trips.
do you guys still have plastic bags? None of the grocery stores near me have plastic
No.
bags.
No.
The only place
Oh,
you can
okay.
get plastic bags right now still, I think, are Chinese food places and pizza joints.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who's doing it too is Walmart, but they're like
yeah.
the most
Chris-
diesel plastic bags I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
They're supposed to be like recyclable or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, that's why.
They're made of like Teflon or vinyl.
Yeah,
Or
Dude,
I
something.
can't
it's
imagine
ridiculous.
those are. Yeah,
They're so strong. They're
Yeah.
stronger than trash bags.
but they don't fit even a box of cereal.
Yeah.
You can get a regular box of cereal, but not the family size.
Yeah,
That's
not
true.
the
Or
yeah,
then
those-
there's the Walmart size on top of the family size.
Oh, right.
Everything is bigger at Walmart.
Even the
Yeah.
especially the people.
Dude, there was this website probably before, the 2020s here where everything became super political and stuff. But
People of Walmart.
yes, dude, my mom used to love
my
that
God.
website when
I
I
think
was
that was
a
a
kid.
subreddit too for a while.
Is it? It's kind of terrible when you think about it. But like some of the people on there, I'm like, bro, what are you going out like that? Looking like, I don't know. It just made no sense to me.
I will go to the store. So let's back up to the 2-plate thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I need
yeah.
to say my piece on this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure.
If it's Sunday morning breakfast and Daddy-O's Diner is cooking,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it's called in this house, right?
Oh,
Okay.
see, I
And let's
love
say
that.
I'm doing fresh-
I was hoping that was. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh, dude, awesome. Yeah, see, I'm just meeting you here for the first time, I think, right? We haven't met before, I don't think.
No,
I don't believe so. No.
no, I've
Okay,
listened to your
yeah.
podcast, but you don't know me.
Okay, cool.
So anyway, what I was saying is, I am the type of guy that like eggs, sausage, bacon, potatoes.
Mm.
That's on one plate. French toast, pancakes, or Belgian waffles. That's on another plate because I don't want
Syrup all up in
I don't
your
want
protein.
syrup on my eggs.
Mm.
I don't want
Yeah.
syrup on my sausage. I don't want syrup on that shit. If I'm gonna put anything on eggs or like home fries or anything, it's fucking ketchup.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Dude,
Like
when you
that-
having me over for your breakfast, dude? I want some
Dude,
of this daddy-o's breakfast.
Sunday
What the
mornings,
hell?
dude. Sunday mornings, breakfast is served at like 8:30 because if I shoot for 8:00, like halfway through cooking, I got to take the biggest dump in the world because it's the morning. So like I'm like DJing the pans cooking, but I'm like really doing the fucking dance because I got to take a dump.
Right.
It's terrible.
So you wait till after
Yeah.
the morning dump, and then you
Yes, and then I fucking get it going.
Yeah,
then I
yeah,
can
you
enjoy it.
start with the coffee. The coffee pushes the poop out, and then you go for the cooking.
It's the best.
I'm gonna get so much hate right now. I feel like this is 2 episodes in a row. I'm about to get the mega hate.
Oh, no way.
I have the first world problem. I don't like fucking hot coffee anymore. It sucks. I don't want it. Like
Say you're from New England without saying you're from New England.
I know, right?
Right. Like no, but it's not refreshing. I don't want to fucking eat something or drink something that's so hot that burns your fucking mouth. In the morning, I am thirsty as fuck. I just did
Coffee
work.
is not.
I just slept
I was gonna
hard
say, like,
5 hours.
Probably start with water. Oh,
Well, I do. I'll pound water, but like then when I'm driving in
This
my
guy was
truck to
waking up
work
like-
or sitting at the thing, like sipping on a cup of coffee, like I don't want to sip it. I want to chug that shit.
Well, see,
Yeah,
hold on. There's your problem right there. It's you're driving to work.
No.
And you're drinking
even
the
if
coffee.
no, even if I'm home. The only time I'll drink hot coffee is if we go out to breakfast
Right.
because I do not trust Cracker Barrel or any other fucking diner's iced coffee.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Oh, yeah,
taste
dude.
like it's the
Terrible.
sludge from 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no
Because
way.
nobody orders iced coffee.
Yeah,
Right.
no way.
But
Yeah.
like I'll have a cup of hot coffee and I'll muscle it down, but I got to make sure like can you like leave a pitcher of water on the table because like I need to be refreshed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like when I drink something, I want to be refreshed.
yeah,
get it.
dude, I get that.
Do you ever
that-
like have
Oh, go
hot
ahead.
like soup or something?
I love hot soup.
Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
concept.
No,
as a
it's
hot
not.
coffee.
It's
the same vibe.
It's no. There's fucking noodles or rice in the tomato soup or fucking
just
chicken.
noodles. Fucking noodles.
Yeah,
Right.
like whatever. There's substance in there that you have to chew. You're not taking the bowl of soup and going glug 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 glug.
See,
glug.
I do. Or I'll have like a cup of soup, and it's the same thing.
No, but honestly, so now here we go again. Here comes insert hate.
Okay.
When I eat soup, I use an entire sleeve of Ritz crackers, so
Oh
it becomes
my
like a
God.
paste.
Wow.
Just
Jesus.
have oatmeal. That's
Paste?
oatmeal with
Wait a
extra
minute.
stuff.
And you were complaining about like a refreshing feel, and you're out here spooning paste into your face.
Oh yeah,
You're kidding.
It's fucking great. And then you drink a glass of water, and it's fantastic.
Oh my God, that's so much salt. All the salt from the soup, and then
Dude,
just
you
all
probably-
the Ritz
You're
crackers.
probably holding on to so much water. Like any ounce of water that you drink is going straight under your skin.
Yeah, I'm a type 4 body type. I'm fucking huge.
Type 4 from Sotor. Like,
It's just a big guy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Sotor. What is that? The is that what you're calling the was it the Star Wars: The Old Republic?
yeah.
yes,
Ah, very cool. I've never played it, but I've known people to play it.
yes.
But
Marcus played it a couple times.
Well, that's just my game of choice.
Marcus
Yeah.
played it a couple times.
Yeah.
It's only like what the whole show revolves around. Or
But so I do understand what you're saying.
Oh,
about the
sorry,
First
Randy.
World
You
Problem.
haven't played it. Get the fuck off our show.
No.
I don't really play anymore.
Wow, we've been doing
No,
this way
no,
too
I'm,
long.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No. But seriously though, I do understand. But like when comments come out, and like you're like, man, people have nothing else to do.
Oh, about Chris Pratt playing.
Or
Mario.
anywhere,
Oh,
or anything.
tying it back to tying
Yeah,
it back.
I would like to tell you the rest of the cast, by the way.
Oh shit!
Oh, the cast lineup is sick.
Yeah,
What happened to this show?
this
is
is great.
No, but like I would say like 5 episodes ago, all of a sudden sidebars just took over.
Yeah, we like talk way less about whatever we have written down and more about just whatever comes up.
Yeah.
but that's the best.
Honestly, I was gonna say that's like not to say like this is what the people want, but like at the end of the day, like they the random impromptu conversations I feel like end up being the best.
Agreed.
Actually, so the reason why I agree with you is so after last week's episode,
Yeah.
I got, I don't know, 5 or 6 DMs or texts from friends saying, I'm coming with you on Black Friday. We smashing skulls. like,
Oh my god,
and
you went
that's-
on such a rant last week,
I fucking love
dude. You lost your mind for like 10 minutes.
it. Yeah, that's right. I love Black
Do you
Friday.
guys get like a decent amount of comments back on your stuff?
Oh yeah. We have a whole Discord.
There's hundreds
dude,
of people
that's
in our
awesome.
Discord. Well, you should join the Discord.
Dude, get in
Yeah,
the
I
Discord.
should join the Discord. I'll
You'll
join
see
the Discord just to talk shit about Nick, though. That's
You
the
should.
only purpose.
There's a
That's the
whole
only
section
purpose.
called Nick's
I'm
Lab
like-
that's just for that.
And all I'm gonna do is it's just me doing my best to expose the bullshit that is you reciting the stuff on TikTok like you didn't watch the video already and get all the answers and write them down. Yeah, okay, Nick, you know this.
All right. I get some wrong too.
Oh yeah, you got to program one wrong in here and there so
Yep.
no one knows.
It's always got to be at the end to make me look smart.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, shucks, guys, I
didn't
missed
know
that
that one.
last one. Busted your balls, man. But
That's fantastic. No way. That was great. All right.
Hey, just put the Discord info right under your little Q King thing in
His little what?
I don't know, his
Q
little
King?
red dot in the fucking notes.
Q King?
oh,
What?
oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Cursor?
Yeah, cursor. There you
Holy shit. Did you forget how to English?
What did it wasn't even close, like even a tab or the line or like.
I know. Nothing. Mouse?
Oh, what should everyone call you? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go by my actual Instagram name here. Sure thing, man.
Wait, do you not have a Discord?
No, I don't
go.
think I
Wait,
do.
you don't have Discord?
No.
That's so mind-boggling to me that you don't have Discord.
Well, I don't think Randy plays on PC. That's why.
oh.
But like I know like there's a lot of Discords for like wait a minute. Please click each image containing a car. Oh god. Okay, it's one of these things.
It's a capture.
I'm not a
that's
robot. But
I am a robot.
they holy 3 of them and containing a plane.
Dude, we don't like robots, okay?
I guess so.
No robots in the Discord.
4. They're going for a 4th.
Well,
okay.
that's 'cause you're getting it wrong.
You're getting it
Oh,
wrong.
am I getting it
Suck
wrong?
less.
Yes.
Okay.
Suck
That's
Yeah.
less.
You know
I
what it
wasn't gonna
is?
throw you under
I'm-
the bus, but if you hit
I'm-
4, then you're
I'm
just not
enjoying
even
the
looking
show
at
too
it.
much. I'm enjoying the show way too much to.
Wait a
to
minute,
care
it
about
all makes
what a
sense
plane
now.
looks like. All right,
It
there we go.
all makes sense. Randy is a robot.
Yeah,
not-
that's right. I don't know what you're talking about.
AI sent from the future.
That's right. That's the only reason I'm able to do what I do.
So what you're saying is he's Skynet?
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm
It's
trying to be
Randy
sneaky
Net.
about it though. Randy Net. Randon. You know, someone said like I think it was my buddy Matty. He was like, "Oh, dude, Randon. You know, it's just Brandon without the B. That'd be my robot name."
There you go.
Oh my god.
Wait, what was the name of the robot guy in Grandma's Boy?
JP.
JP.
Yeah.
Oh, JP. It's a great movie. Dude.
Sit in my face.
That is I think I definitely saw that movie being like way too young. But
Oh yeah,
what
to
an
know
amazing
they're
movie.
just all high and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is probably one of the funniest movies ever. If you're a nerd, that is definitely one of the funniest movies ever made
Oh yeah.
for me. Still to this day. I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
I've never
I mean,
laughed
that's
so fucking hard in my life.
That's like
It makes-
Grandma's Boy is
it all-
great.
low key. Now I want like a cat that like I'm not supposed to have. You know, like that's kind of what got me interested in getting like a Savannah cat. You know what I mean?
Right.
You guys know what a Savannah cat is?
Nope.
A type of cat.
Oh, dude, it is the biggest cat that you can own legally.
That's a hard no.
It's like
Oh, they're like a lynx thing.
yeah, dude,
they're spotted.
massive.
They're humongous.
Yeah, dude. Like, imagine going over some guy's house and they got a fucking like near size like lion. Dude, these things are huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would only own that if I had the proper accommodations because you.
Yeah,
pretty much
that's a
have to have-
hard no.
Yeah. No thanks.
I'm more of a German Shepherd kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Meow.
Um.
Nick, can you tell us who else is the cast?
Oh, I already clicked out of the tab because I just gave up on you guys.
Oh, all right. Moving on then. Nick,
I
what
know
have you
Seth
been up
Rogen
to?
is Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. Jack Black is Bowser.
That's a good one. Jack Black as Bowser's a good one.
Agreed. I think Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong's funny. I think Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele is Toad, which will be funny to make him like freak out.
Okay.
As Toad.
$1 million question. Nick.
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mario Kart. Who you picking?
Donkey Kong.
Link.
Fucking Toad. What is wrong with you guys?
Well, I pick
Well,
Toad sometimes.
all I'm saying is I slam it with Donkey Kong, and he looks so silly on every bike that I choose for him.
Okay.
because he's humongous.
All right. So
Yeah.
we've never met. So picture I'm Donkey Kong driving a smart car. That's what I look like.
What kind of car do you have?
An F-250.
It is a truck, but
Oh Jesus. Okay, so when you said driving a smart car, like I figured
no, but
you
Marcus
meant, like,
is an oversized human for most situations.
How tall are you?
6'2".
Okay, so yeah, you're a big boy. You know what's
Yes.
funny is like, so I'm 5'11", which is like for whatever reason the most hated height on the internet. But
Yeah, it's because you're a wannabe 6.
I know. Well, here's the thing: is like, truthfully, and here's why people hate 5'11s, because I'm not technically 5'11. I'm over 5'10 and a half, but it's like, if I put on any set of shoes, I'm 5'11, so I just say 5'11. So it's like when I see the comments online, it's like, if you were 5'11, you'd round up to 6 feet. I'm like, fuck, you're right about that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
coming from somebody who's 5'11 and 7/8, and I just say 6 feet.
Yeah, dude. And you should say 6 feet. I think it's something like I forget what the percentile is, but being 6 feet tall is like 85th percentile.
Yeah, it's pretty damn tall.
I always found it funny when girls were like, "Oh yeah, he's got to be 6 feet." I'm like, "Yo, that's like me walking around being like, all right, double D's or not getting in."
Right.
It's literally the same metric.
Very common.
It's the same metric, because I think the percentile of women with double D's is like,
85-ish.
like 85%. Yeah. Wait, did you know that
easy.
off the top of your head?
No, I just was going with your point.
All right. I just want to let everyone know listening to the show that Nick is lying. He knew that because he's obsessed with that. So I want everyone
the
to
double
know.
D's of justice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you hear what Marcus whispered? He just goes, "But they're amazing."
Yeah.
While we were talking. Marcus is unquestionably a boob guy.
It's funny, Marcus. See, me and you, we're getting along. We should branch off, make our own show. Fuck Nick, you know what I mean?
I can't. Listen. There's been a lot of ideas that rummage through my head. I can do all I can to fucking make sure that I'm here on Thursdays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. There's a fucking stream on Twitch.
Right.
Plus, go to work.
Oh
Right.
yeah, dude. I'm completely joking.
But no. I'm just saying. It's
If
honestly,
Marcus could do more, he would, but he can't.
honestly, you want to know what I want to do? I've been talking about it for 4 fucking years. I want to take every episode of Working Class Nerds, put the fucking logo as the background, and just have the sound of the podcast uploaded to YouTube. All of it.
Wait a minute, do you not have it on YouTube?
No.
Nope.
Oh, you totally should.
With what time?
Right. If we don't have time.
There's
to do
no
that.
time to do that.
I get. Well, I mean, so the biggest time sink, and I'll say this because I edit all of my own show, like everything, sound, video, everything. The biggest time sink is just waiting for your computer to think. So like, once you have a template, you just put it in. I don't know if you use Final Cut. You could use. Do you guys have Macs or is it all PC?
Yep. PC.
Okay. So you would use some.
When you said the word Mac, I actually threw up in my mouth.
A little bit.
It's so funny because that's such a gamer thing to say, because like Macs for every other reason I think are much better. Like I have an iPhone. So do you guys have iPhones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
so
we both have like Apple accessories except for our actual computers.
Yeah, I would say.
Can I tell you what bothers me? I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
When you buy a Mac, like if you go buy an iMac, right? You're buying a processor that is 4 years old, but you're paying what it's going to cost in 2025 for the processor, and you can't upgrade it because they weld everything together.
Yeah.
I build my own computer. My computer is dope as fuck.
I will say I kind of have best of both worlds here right now. So like right now, what I'm talking to you guys on is my PC build, which I liked better because I could pick out exactly everything I wanted and have it be super fucking high performing, because I also do like audio production and music production and stuff. And so I could do this and have this here, but then I have my little MacBook, and it's just like I think it's the 13-inch one.
And is it a MacBook Pro or is it an Air?
Oh, it's the Pro. So MacBook Pro, because I do all of my video editing because I really like Final Cut Pro. And the nice thing about Final Cut Pro is, compared to Premiere Pro is through Adobe, and Adobe just loves to just suck you dry of every dollar you have. And so they have that, subscription fee, whereas Final Cut is just that one-time payment, which I really liked. This all came about because, as far as like, why I was talking is just when you go to make your YouTube stuff, if you have some sort of software, and I'm sure they have a free software that's not half bad for Windows. Dude, you just throw the audio in, and then you just put the picture on. You drag the picture for as long as the audio is, and you click export. And then the only time sync is just waiting for your computer to export it, and then the last time sync is putting it on YouTube. But I mean, it's kind of, you guys are on episode what, 128? Wow. Okay, so this is now your problem is you have such a backlog that you'd almost be better off paying someone to catch it up.
Well, I'm going to. That's the plan. Is eventually I'll find somebody in our community that wants to help, that isn't going to cost a lot of money. They might not have a lot of things to do. You know what I mean? Because they can just take the podcast off of whatever platform, because once it's uploaded, that's the real version.
Yeah.
And all I want is the logo on the back. It doesn't need to pulse. It doesn't need to do anything. It can just be a still photo and just upload it to YouTube. It's just time, right?
Yeah, well, I would say talk to me after the show is done. I might be able to hook you up.
Okay. I appreciate that. Because, like, honestly, like, that is, if I feel like if our show is on YouTube and, like, we can set it up that if, like, I know how to do it once it's the show, like, I can come home on Friday after work and just take the audio and just do it because I'll have a template already made.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's actually doing it. Like, I'm gonna quote Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan says he has 100. He has his daily allotted life has 100 pieces to it, and each thing that he does takes those pieces away. Right. My day is consumed with my career, and then kids.
Yep.
Family, and then my like
video
dad,
game stuff.
cabinet maker, and dad by day, nerd by night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't have
kids, man, is like, you really can't. That's like such like an understatement, because like kids really are like a huge time commitment, and it's like a really important one. So it's like you would hate to sacrifice time with kids for the sake of like making a YouTube video for a content that you made 4 years ago.
Okay, but I'm going to say on the opposite side is, who's to say, like, the podcast has grown to a point, like, we don't earn money, that we don't do the podcast for that.
Yeah.
But if the opportunity ever arose to, like, here's the thing, is like YouTube, in order to get monetized on YouTube, you need 4,000 watch hours. You need all these things to do it.
Yeah.
I want to I started streaming a little bit on YouTube, and it was great. I had a blast. But as just a video game streamer, I will never get to monetization because I can't do it enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Where if we upload every podcast onto YouTube, people start listening to the backlog on YouTube, because a lot of people, believe it or not, I talk to people all the time and they ask me, is your podcast on YouTube? And I'm like, the fuck? It's a podcast. Just get it on a podcast app. And they're like, oh, I just watch YouTube. But now that
I'm really funny about that.
Yeah. And now that I've sucked it up and pay for YouTube Premium, like, I'll shut my screen off and the YouTube video just keeps playing.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's funny. Every time I accidentally do that, YouTube's like, well, you sure you don't want to buy it this time? And I'm like, for real, not this time.
So do you want the cheat code?
Here's
the cheat code. Yeah. So if you follow the prompts and sign up through Discord for their like sponsored trials.
Okay.
It's some bullshit. Basically, I got YouTube Premium for free for 6 months through Discord. And then they have another one for Spotify, which you get like a year of Spotify for like $6.
Huh.
Like the Spotify Premium.
Yeah.
So you just have to constantly check it and they'll pop up.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That
So
is a cheat code.
And so but you know as well as I do, as soon as you have something that's premium and you use it all the time, you don't want to let it go.
Right. You don't take it away.
Yeah.
You don't take it away.
Yeah.
My next upgrade. So my hardest thought is like, I really want to do the family plan for YouTube, because my kids watch YouTube. My wife watches YouTube. Like, that's what we consume, right?
Yeah.
I don't even watch TV. Now, I got to find out because the YouTube family plan is like $25 a month, but you can have 5 users. My question is of those 5 users, is it separate user accounts or are they all sharing my account?
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, the last thing I want to see is fucking Barbie, Big City, Big Dreams.
Right.
All plastered all over my YouTube when I'm trying to find my playlist. You know what I mean? And I'm being completely fucking selfish in saying that.
No, not at all.
Or seeing all like the drama of what happened at the Bachelorette last night. What slore got banged, but didn't admit she did, and then she didn't get a rose. You know what I mean? Like,
you guys watch any reality TV at all? Ever?
Almost never.
You don't ever watch like a Too Hot to Handle? I hope someone on the other line of this is like, oh my God, I love Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Oh my God.
Too Hot to Handle, I think, is probably one of the better like reality TV shows because there's actually like development.
Wait a minute. I get it, Randy. You just want to be on Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah, I was at, it's funny that you say that. It's so funny that you say that. I was invited to be on Love Island season 3.
So why didn't
you go?
And everyone asked that. It's because I talked to my manager and she was like, if you go on that show, your acting career is ruined. And so I made the hard decision to go kind of like the harder road, which is
wait, isn't acting. Love Island a British show?
Well, they have like Love Island America.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should just be called Fuck Island America.
Well, that makes sense. Regular Love Island is, British and like that's the popular show, but Love Island America, I feel like that's like the B version of a.
It's the Miller High Life of Love Islands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing is like, even still, like you were essentially given a free vacation to an island with a bunch of hot people and you just got to date them. Right. Like that was like it's like an easy no brainer really. And then like you just gain like hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers. And it's like, you can essentially do whatever you want. Yeah. But the problem is that you also get that reality TV show label and
on your like IMDb or whatever.
Yeah, like, and so all these things that I really want to do as an actor kind of get squashed by this like, oh, well, he was on this reality TV show. So
yeah,
we'll see. Maybe I'll regret the decision, but I don't think so. I think I'm really excited for a lot of the opportunities in the acting field that I think will pay off in the long run.
I get you.
So, Nick, what have you been up to?
Oh my God, I didn't even talk about this stuff yet.
Nope.
Totally forgot. So Horizon Zero Dawn is getting super spicy on stream. So I finally got to the point in the story. Spoiler alerts if you've not played Horizon Zero Dawn. Randy, have you played it?
I watched Adam play it, and I didn't watch it all the way through, but spoil away. I'm totally cool with that.
Project Zero Dawn has not gone as planned. I'll give you the quick rundown. Basically, you're playing a game. Humans made machines that were war machines and ate people and plants as fuel. The machines accidentally, and then they made machines that could make other machines. The machines accidentally took over. So when the humans knew they couldn't control the machines anymore, they started this program called Project Zero Dawn. It's basically an AI and a bunch of other AI subsets that are going to repopulate the earth with like ecosystems, and humans was one of them. They took all the DNA of the current humans and basically made like clones. You would have like baby Randy instead of like, released out into the wilderness or something instead of adult Randy. So, I found out obviously that didn't really go as planned because you're playing as like a tribal person and it's all like tribal humans and things. There's still machines kicking around that are not friendly. So there's a bad AI that was called Hades that was supposed to wipe everything out.
The god of war?
The god of death.
All right.
God of War is Ares.
Oh, Ares, yeah.
Yeah. Right. And now Kratos, if you play the games. But anyways, the Hades was supposed to be the reset button. Gaia was the name of the AI that ran everything. And if Gaia fucked up and like didn't get the atmosphere right, like instead of just proceeding with the plan and releasing animals into the atmosphere to die, like you could reset the whole thing with Hades. But Hades went a little haywire and is like, well, fuck you. I just want to kill everything anyways. And some stuff got screwed up. So I'm going to go kill Hades now. But I got everything to unlock the Shield Weaver armor, which is super dope. That's like the best armor in the game. It makes you like invincible for a certain number of hit points and then like has a cooldown, which is cool. That's like the first thing I'm going to do when I get on to next stream Monday is just go unlock the armor.
Unlock it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game-
Unlimited power.
Right.
Oh, I love that that's a meme.
Oh,
I love that got turned into a meme. I'm like, hell yeah, Star Wars is in pop culture still.
Hell yeah, dude. It's all about the prequel memes. So I've been sick for like the past 2 weeks, which is wicked annoying. I have like a reoccurring sinus infection. Mark is just rolling his eyes at me.
Oh, dude, I was sick as fuck.
Yeah. Well, you
It's
had
not
Rona.
it's not the sickness, is it?
Oh no.
Yeah, I got.
Well,
these.
Marcus was.
Yeah, I had COVID.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I
had
had
it back in
COVID
April.
I had April of 2020. I had it. I was.
Oh,
OG.
wow.
Yeah, I got it. I was
geez.
working in an emergency department. I got it from a patient. But
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes more sense.
and then so anyways, but I've been screwed up since then. So I had COVID, and then I had I had as a side effect of it, I have vertigo like permanently now. But
What?
Yeah, I have vestibular
real,
neuritis. Yeah, I have like
Holy
a
shit.
chronically inflamed left auditory nerve. And
Get the
it's-
fuck out of here.
Yeah, and I had to go to physical therapy and everything. It was a shit show.
Holy shit, dude. Is there is there any way to like deflame that? I don't know. how to say that.
Not really. I mean, COVID causes I forgot what it's called, multi-system inflammatory syndrome, where you just like are chronically inflamed all the time after that.
Oh my god, dude. I am
Yeah.
so sorry. Jesus. I did not have that experience. That's crazy. I just figured that a lot of that stuff just kind of happened to the older crowd.
Nope, I got fucked with it pretty good. But so got over that. Then I don't remember when, probably May, June-ish, July, somewhere in there. I think early July. I think it was end of June, early July. I got mono pretty terribly bad, and they're thinking
Wow,
I got
dude.
hit with mono bad because like most people get mono and don't even know they have it, and they're fine, or like they
Yeah.
get light symptoms. It's a cold, whatever. My liver enzymes were like through the roof, like somebody with
Jesus.
like liver failure. My spleen was like humongous and ready to pop, so I couldn't play paintball for like 3 months.
Oh my god.
It was a disaster.
Jesus,
Then
dude, what the fuck?
so that was in July. Then since then, I've been sick with 4 different like 2-week long sinus infections.
Dude.
So like I think it's safe to say, and I'm not doing anything weird. My immune system is not working properly. So
Jeez.
since the mono-
What's your diet looking like?
normal. I meat, rice, veggies, green
Okay.
leafy veggies,
Nice.
proper supplementation.
Okay.
Um,
All right, damn. So you're just getting the shit end of the stick here.
Well, I mean, I'm doing okay otherwise. But anyways, that leads me to this weekend. I was particularly sick. So with the sinus infection-y things, I'm doing better today. Obviously, you can hear it in my voice. So I stayed in this weekend to just, try to be good to my body. And I watched a shit to load of stuff. So Saturday, I watched the entirety of the UFC event from like the 8 p.m. like Joe Schmo off the street people on like actual regular ESPN all the way through the pay-per-view, which was absolutely epic. Highlight definitely being the Gaethje versus Chandler fight.
Was
That
that
was
the one where they were just like fucking throwing haymakers and just
Yeah,
like
for
makes no
3
sense?
rounds straight.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
It was-
unreal.
It was ridiculous. They knocked each other down like twice each. It was preposterous. But
Yeah, it was. I've never seen fighting like that ever. Like just the fact that they were connecting just again and again and again and again, and just like at some point, like I forgot which one of the guys, but like just had his hands at his side, was just letting them take shots to the face. Like it was
He
just
was Chandler.
absolutely asinine. Asinine.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, well, so Gaethje was a former UFC champion, and then Michael Chandler was a champion in Bellator too. So it's like they're both super high end guys, and they're both known for like knocking people out, and they're both known for being like, "Fuck you, you're not gonna knock me out. I'm gonna knock you out first." So I had like the same style, and that's why they had him fight. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was honestly like it was brutal. It was brutal to watch. Like it's literally it was like watching modern day gladiators go.
That's
at it. It was
exactly
crazy.
that's exactly what Gaethje said. He's like, dude, shout out to Michael Chandler. We were born in the wrong like time frame. We should have been 2 gladiators, fighting in an arena or something
Oh,
like
God.
that. It
Yeah,
was cool.
it's definitely what it felt like watching that.
Yes. So the UFC event was great. Sunday morning, I went and saw Eternals because I was gonna go Saturday night, but the timing didn't work out good. So I was like, it was sold out. So I didn't want to.
Wow.
Yeah, the 7 p.m. on like opening weekend Saturday.
Hell yeah,
So-
bro.
Oh,
COVID's over.
I love that.
COVID is fucking over.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently Nick got all of the COVID for everyone else.
I did. I sucked it all up. You're
yeah,
welcome.
but like people are going to the movies again. Like COVID is over. People are going out of their house. Like normal life is happening.
Yeah.
Sold out movie theater tickets. Took 19 months, but we're fucking back, baby.
Yeah, I love that. I really
Me
do
too.
love that.
Hell yeah.
I love
And I'm
movies,
excited because I also saw Dune. Dune.
Yes.
Sorry. And
Dune was
Etern-
fucking
and Eternals.
fantastic.
I actually meant to say Eternals, but I've seen both Dune and Eternals, so it's great that you're
Let's
going to be talking
go.
about this.
Marcus didn't see Eternals, but you will eventually, probably, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it.
Um,
Of course,
yeah.
I'm good. So, I'm the if I'm not excited about the movie, I'm not going to the theater because, like, being married with kids, like my going to the movie card is like 2 a year, and
Yeah.
my wife does not like the same movies that I do.
Right.
Oh,
like-
gosh, yeah.
And
That's tough.
honestly, like if I and
Going
as
to
a
the going to the
parent-
movies card solo is 2 a year.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're seeing like Barbie,
Paw Patrol
Paw Patrol the movie.
or what was that?
There's some
Boss
pretty good kids
Baby
movies out,
Back
though.
in Business.
Did
I
you,
saw
did you
that
see
last year.
Onward? I think that was
That was a great movie. We watched that on
Oh,
Disney
dude.
Plus because that was
so good.
released. That wasn't in the theater.
No.
That
oh,
was
yeah, you're
supposed
right.
to go in the theater, and it flopped completely because it was releasing right as the lockdowns happened.
Yeah,
and
that's
Disney
right.
was like, "Fuck, what do we do? We'll just release it on Disney Plus."
Yeah.
And
Beautiful movie, man. Beautiful.
Oh, it was
movie.
great.
That's Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, right?
Right. So
Yep.
Speaking of the guy.
yeah, if you like, so Onward, if you play MMOs, you'll love Onward because it's basically just an MMO quest.
It is.
that's cool.
Yeah. An MMO quest with like
A
just
dad.
like a dad and just a crazy awesome storyline. Like I don't think this really gives anything away, but the whole point of the movie is there's these two, like, what do you call them, like elf creatures,
Trolls, kind of.
yeah, they're in a, like, they all used to have magical powers back in like the day, right? But people started making technology which made everything super easy, so all these elven people, or whatever they're called in the movie, kind of lost their magical ways.
Yeah.
And their father, these two brothers, their father passes, and the whole storyline is his dad comes back magically, but only half of his body is back, and the whole point of the movie is to find his other half.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's
and
really good.
dude, it's like that freaking typical Pixar. I don't think it's Pixar, or actually, yeah, it is
No, it's
Pixar,
not.
right?
It is.
No, it's not.
No,
well,
it's
it's
not.
Disney, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is
it's Disney.
Pixar? Is Disney Pixar though? Don't they own
Well, I
that?
don't know. I don't know if it's. Oh, maybe it is Pixar,
Well,
but I don't
it might not be
It is?
Pixar, but
No, it
anyhow,
is.
it's that typical style where it's like super funny, super happy, and then get the fucking tissues, dude, because you're gonna. I mean, dude, I was watching it with, it was me, and I'd just been talking to this girl for like a little bit. Like this was like date 2.
Okay.
And
no.
it was me, her, and Adam was in the room, and it gets to the ending scene, dude, and I'm on the couch like, holy shit, like I have to cry so bad. I have to cry so bad. And like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally, like, a tear starts rolling down my face, and I'm just like, oh, I just, it's just, I can't. It's just, and I'm like laugh crying because I'm like embarrassed that I'm crying at this
Yeah.
children's movie. But
So
it's
the
just,
real, the real question is, how'd she take it?
oh,
Was she like, oh, that's cute, or she like,
no, she was totally cool with it. I mean,
Oh,
dude,
okay.
it's so funny. I feel like as guys, we tend to think that crying is like showing a form of like, like, oh, don't cry. But in reality, like, I think there's a lot of girls that, like, if you're crying for the right reason, they like it.
Yeah, I get
Fuck, I cry all the time. That's called depression.
Oh my god. Oh, by the
shit.
way, Onward is indeed made by Pixar.
It is. That's right, because it's Disney. So Disney owns Pixar. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry, not
Disney
to
owns
totally
everything.
derail your whole, like, you saw
No, no, no.
Eternals. I'm totally
no,
ready to
so-
talk about Eternals too.
Disney's
sure.
about to get into NFTs,
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god, dude.
and when that happens, it's on.
Did
Like-
you learn that from Gary V? Just get into NFTs. Fuck your
No.
parents.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Do you guys know who Gary V is? Am I talking
Yes.
in
Of course
a
he
void?
is.
Okay.
That fucking guy is the man.
I do like him, but the parodies of him are
Oh, yeah,
probably
it's
some of my
hilarious.
favorite.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: the guy took his dad's liquor store right at the perfect time when the internet was starting to happen, created an online store to sell wine and made millions.
Yeah.
Because for 5 years or 10 years, he was like the only wine distributor on the internet. Before,
guy's brilliant for sure.
Yeah. And now, like, what he actually says something that I actually agree with. He's like, why the fuck are we teaching kids who the 40th president is and making them memorize that? When you can type in Google 40th president and the information's right there.
Right.
Why aren't we teaching kids real life skills instead of memorization that they don't need?
Yeah, it's like sorry, keep going.
No, what I was going to say is like the way kids are taught now, it's still the same way that they were teaching them back in the industrial age.
Yeah.
Like information is in our hands. I mean, fuck, my kids use iPads. They know how to use the iPad better than I do.
Yeah. And dude,
you know
as soon as Neuralink becomes a popular actual thing and we all just have chips in our brains,
well,
memorization is not going to matter anyway.
I mean, don't get me started on Neuralink.
Yeah, but
fucking pie in the sky.
Well, pie in the sky, but it's the truth.
No.
So wait. Hear me out though, Nick. If your son or daughter is in class, and 15 of the other kids all have Neuralink.
Oh no! I'm not saying
they're going to have
technology like that.
Right.
I would sign up for it. I'd be like, let's go. I'm trying to have a phone in my brain.
I would get in potential. I was so anti-chip in the brain forever. I think I'd have to wait until Mark IV. I'm
not getting the iPhone 1 of chips in my brain.
Yeah, that's and I think the iPhone 1 of chips in the brain isn't even going to be for us anyway. It's going to be for quadriplegics and things like that.
Disease, repair.
But I will say
military
this.
too.
Yeah,
I do not want a chip in my head, and I'm not putting it in there.
I know you're Mr. Conspiracy.
No. Because once you have the chip in your head, all the other chips are going to hear what you're thinking. Nobody.
See, that's never going to get to that.
Nobody is going to want to know what I'm thinking in my head at all times. Okay? Like
boobs.
Thank you.
Wow, this guy's just on repeat.
Hello, like I'm a dude.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Right.
And if you don't do that and you're a dude, you're going but.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Booty. But it's the truth. Anyway, so back to Eternals, Nick. Was it good? Was it meh? Was it like this is just taking forever to be over?
Well,
Nick,
no.
So take the floor.
I would say, as per my notes here, I thought it was a good movie. I just thought the pacing sucked. It was so slow. Like the whole movie was just slow. But like, I got to give it some credit because on the flip side, the content was really engaging, like interesting, and like what actually happened was cool. But I mean, I feel like it didn't need to be 2.5 or 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever it was. It just like they took like a cool story, just stretched it out over 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever. Like, and on the like, I gotta sort of say that with a grain of salt or eat crow at the same time. Or I don't know what phrase to use for that, but I frequently will criticize movies or like shows for not taking the screen time to like tell a story properly, and they definitely took the screen time here to tell the story properly. So like, I'd almost rather it be too long than too short and have it be plot hole filled and like not make sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like for the Lord of the Rings films, for example, the director's cuts are like so much better.
Yeah.
It's like they fill in a lot of gaps.
I've never watched the director's cuts.
Oh, you should. I have them on flash on my external hard drive. We should do that in the 80s in the basement one day. I'll get to the 86 epic cinema that is in my parents' basement. But so that was my thought. Like it was a solid movie. I give it like a 7.5 or maybe an 8 depending on.
So I'm gonna go ahead and interject here.
Sure.
I think Nick is, in my opinion, is on point, but I think you're giving it too high of a rating. In my opinion,
I think that's fair.
I could totally see, not to be so IGN about it, but I could totally see a 7 out of 10. But like I really place this movie more of like a 6.5, and here's why. And I think it's like I think great visuals. There's a lot of great acting moments. There's a lot of really funny moments. There's a lot of things that I like about it. But there's just, I don't know what it is, but like when Spider-Man gets hurt, like, okay, I know Spider-Man's hurt and I know his limitations.
Oh, good.
And
point.
like
There's
I
no
know
stakes.
yeah, like, and so I'm lost with these like infinite, like, creatures of just immortality that can seemingly take infinite punches, except for
Yeah.
those little things that, can potentially hurt them. But then they can always be, I don't know. I was lost in like what their limitations were. And so when they were engaging in fights as pretty and beautiful and as amazing as everything looked, like, um, I won't say what character or what happens, but like someone gets stabbed in this movie and like
Yeah.
nothing happens. And I'm like, okay, well, so then the stabbing doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, but
there's
it mattered before because someone else died via stabbing.
Yeah, so it's like so I guess that's where I was a little lost, is like I think that's what makes not to go from Marvel to DC, but someone like Batman so interesting is because he's literally just a dude. So like
Right.
if he breaks his arm, like that's a big problem. Like he
Right.
can't, like he's got to fucking do this shit with a broken arm now. But
Right.
these like Eternals people, and even Spider-Man and like some of these like, Thor, like Superman has kryptonite. Like even Superman has this thing that like makes him not super powerful. And I was just losing that with the Eternals because they just seem to be just infinitely powerful. With like, Angelina Jolie's character has like her problems, which I think were really interesting. And that's where I'm sort of can see the 7.5, but I think for me, it ends up kind of leaning more in the 6.5 range for me.
I think that's totally fair. And as you're talking things, I'm remembering more things I didn't like. Like, so one of the Eternals, I'm trying to keep it fairly spoiler free, but so one of the Eternals has her whole shtick is she's a healer, right? But then like they can also heal themselves, like for most things anyway. So she's just like a faster healer. So like what the hell is the point of that?
What's your job?
Right.
A video game.
And then they make it like it's such a giant deal. You know what I mean? That like
well, okay. So I feel like maybe this movie they should have done some prep work on it.
Yeah.
And not just thrown it all in one. In my opinion, and I haven't seen it yet, I'm like, it's like the Black Widow movie to me. It's too little too late.
Yeah.
Like you should have come out with the Eternals before the Avengers and Thanos. Because I'm looking at them as, you guys suck balls because you didn't show up for Thanos. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
They do kind of explain it. They do kind of explain it. But
we're only supposed to protect from one enemy, and that's it. Like, fuck off. If you're a superhero, you're going to save the fucking day. Stop eating bonbons and being fat Thor and drinking beer. Like, let's go help them out. They need help. You know what I mean?
Without being too spoilery, how do I say this without like completely spoiling it? I'm just gonna say
Carefully.
the very end, like I literally can't say it without spoiling it.
The post-credit scenes?
Not even post-credit scene. There's just
how the
like,
movie ends.
Like, I'll just say this: Icarus. What they do with Icarus at the end, I was like, really? Okay.
That didn't feel like
I was like, why?
Made sense at all.
Why did you do that? I was like, when I watched it happen, I was like, really? That's what they're doing with Icarus? All right, I guess we're here.
That's exactly. It didn't feel deserved or like it didn't feel logical.
Yeah, I was like,
you're taking points off my score as we're chatting here.
Well, and I'm sorry, they're
going 4.5.
And and the main character is basically a Superman clone.
Yeah, but he's not even the main character.
Well, okay, but like
that's Icarus, by the way.
But all right,
yeah,
so
but actually, to your point though, Icarus, the actor, was even saying that like he's taking notes from Superman, and like the guy who wrote Icarus's character said that it's based off of Superman. I mean,
and I'm concerned for the MCU that like they put all of their cards out there for like the movies, and all of the new ones are gonna have a hard time.
Well, I really liked Shang-Chi.
I
loved that movie.
That movie was great. Awesome.
Yeah, I thought like here's a great example of everything that it did great that wasn't in Eternals. Shang-Chi was just a dude. He was just a dude, and the awesome thing about this is that as much as it was a come-up story, he was already badass from the start. So I didn't have to see like a montage of him getting better, which was kind of cool.
You didn't have to see the radioactive spider bite him.
Right. And so, and like,
even though the
really
greatest
good
Spider-Man
choreography
movie ever is the Spider-Verse.
You know, like with Shang-Chi, I loved how there, like, all of the hand-to-hand combat, all of the fight scenes were really compelling because once again, like, he's just a dude. So if he falls off a building, like, he's dead. So like there was a lot of really good stakes and stuff. And the overall story of that movie was just so good with him and his dad and his mom and all this stuff. Like, just a really well thought out story. So Marcus, I totally hear you. I think the MCU is definitely, because they have so much previous success, they are going to have a really tough time living up to Infinity War and Endgame. Actually, real quick, little side tangent. Did you guys like Endgame or Infinity War better?
That's a good question.
I will tell you mine.
Well,
let me form my opinion.
I
first.
already have my answer.
Okay, you go first, Marcus, and I'll say mine.
Infinity War was a better movie because, okay, here comes the Star Wars nerd. Empire Strikes Back was a better movie than Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
because
dude, I'm so with you, Marcus. How are we not friends already?
But like,
you gotta listen to the show.
It's not like, it's not even my favorite Star Wars movie, but Empire, it was a thorough movie. Like, they were always flying by the seat of their pants, and they just squeaked out a win. And they just squeaked out a win. And they still kind of won, but yet the Empire won.
Right.
Where Return of the Jedi, it was all about redemption for Darth Vader. But at the same time, it was like the rebels had their foot on the gas pedal. Right. And it made it a two combo movie, where Infinity War was completely thorough, and it was heartfelt, and it was amazing. Where Endgame for me was really good. Like, we saw it in a private theater, like me, Nick, and his sister Ari. Like, we watched
it twice, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw it twice. But like, it was so good.
Yeah.
But I feel like because Endgame was the end of the Avengers plot,
we knew they were going to wrap it up.
Well, It's not even that, because you didn't know who was going to die.
Yeah,
but like, I feel like here comes the fan service, right? I talk about this with Star Wars all the time.
Yeah,
like Captain America has his special life with fucking Agent Carter.
Yeah,
Peggy. You know what I mean? Like, Tony Stark finally gets to be the hero. He's got a daughter. She's going to be the next. Like, Disney got to do their all-woman team girl.
We got this.
Yeah, we got this. And like, all the girls.
There's never been more of an on-the-nose moment than we got this. That's
right.
the equivalent. That's the equivalent for me for telling a joke and being like, by the way, that was a joke.
Right.
Exactly.
Could have done without the line, I think, and it would have made that part better for me.
But like, it had all of if you were trying to bundle all the fan service in a movie, like Thor chopped off fucking Thanos' head.
Right.
Like, if there's a fan service to be done, it was in Endgame, where Infinity War was the better movie. Sorry, that was my 10-minute rant.
No, that's pretty much exactly what I was going to say. So
yeah, dude, I'm so glad. See, I'm in a room with in a virtual room here with some smart people. So Infinity War for me was just I just loved it so much. The stakes were high. I love a movie where the good guys don't necessarily win. There's really something awesome about that when they do it right. And just the way that it ends with Infinity War, it really leaves you wanting to see the next movie in such a beautiful way. And also, it was before they introduced all this crazy time stuff, because, they get into Endgame and now they have to explain the snap. And now they have to explain, going back in time. And for me, like, playing around with time in movies is so challenging to do correctly. I think they did it really well in Endgame, but it still is a bit of a tricky dance to have. Oddly enough, I know it's not like physically correct or whatever that means, but I really do love the Back to the Future style time travel, where whatever you do in the past affects the future. Even though, like, whatever we've learned about physics these days, where it's like, no, you create a different branch of time and space, and it's all whatever. But
where
anyway.
Endgame was awesome is, I think, one of the most amazing scenes in film for me was watching Hawkeye lose his family and not know what happened. Like that's how the movie started.
Oh my god, that was like,
and I was just like,
you could have heard a pin drop.
Well, right, theater. Like all I was thinking about was my wife and my kids, right? Like, and Hawkeye, all he cares about, even in the comic books, is his family. Like he does what he does to be able to go home to his family, and to start the movie off like that, it was like, oh shit, this is where we're. I think I actually said it in the theater. I was like, oh shit, they're going here.
Yeah, you did. You're like,
and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, talk about heartfelt. But something else on top of Infinity War, like, look what happened in the latest Spider-Man. Like, Peter Parker's on the fucking board of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. There you go.
It's like, oh, hey, everybody, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. He lives at this address. Go fuck him up.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
movie over.
Yeah, which so glad they brought back, I forget his name, but the guy that plays him.
Dude, it's going to be a whole Spider-Verse. Just wait for the next movie.
Right.
Oh,
so
dude, I'm so excited.
God. Yeah.
Wait, I should get through these bullet points.
Anyway, so Nick, so Infinity War
That'd be a 3-hour podcast, dude.
Oh, that's fine.
It could be 5 fucking hours. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. If it's that long, I'll just edit it tomorrow. But
yeah,
I work a short day. I go in early, but then I get out early.
Anyway, Nick.
Oh, so
Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War. Right. No, I was saying, like, you make the same points I did. I think the stakes are important in Infinity War. I like that the bad guys, win, basically. But it just sets... And then in Endgame, I do like the fan service, but I think as a film, it's not as good because of all that. You know what I mean? You don't get, like... Yeah. You don't get film making points just to toss in, fan service. I like it as a fan, but if I'm looking at like an actual movie, I think Infinity War is a better movie.
Randy, let me ask you this. Thinking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all the Avengers story, I'm saying it's over, but like Gen 1 of the Avengers is over, right?
Yeah.
Moving forward, would you rather see movies or more TV shows?
Oh, dude, what a good question. And you know what? And the reason why this is such a good question is because I legitimately loved WandaVision, and I loved the Loki series.
Yep, us too.
And also, Surprise Attack with Owen Wilson was so happy to see. I was like, Owen Wilson? What the fuck is he doing in here?
Yeah,
and he was the man.
He was great. Because he's always great. He's just one of those guys that, like, you see him in every movie and you're just happy to see him. Even if the movie's not that great, you're still happy to see him.
I'm so pissed off that I couldn't get the Owen Wilson jet ski t-shirt from the new Rockstars.
Oh, yeah, that was gone.
Sold out.
So fast.
Sold out. So pissed.
So you do pose an amazing question that is really hard to answer, because I do love the series because, number one, you can sit at home, watch it at your leisure, pause it, get up to go pee, whatever you have to do. And it's nice because you get a seemingly much longer time to tell a story. That being said, to me, maybe this is just being such a movie buff, but there's something beautiful about going to a theater, sitting in that theater with this massive screen, big lights. You set a date. If you have kids, you got a sitter. You're out with your friends. You got that popcorn, or maybe you don't got popcorn. Whatever. The point is that you're at that theater, and it's on this huge screen. There's this really big anticipation for, okay, they have to wrap this whole story up in about 2 hours. Some movies are a little longer or whatever. So yeah. I think that there's something really amazing about that when it's done really well, which is why movies like Iron Man, like the original Iron Man, are so awesome, is because they were able to tell everything they needed to tell in that, 2-hour chunk. Does the Spider-Man nerd in me wish that they would make a Spider-Man series? Like, hell yeah, dude. I would be so down for that.
Yeah.
I think they would it's almost like they should take a page out of anime's books where they have their shows, and then every few years they come out with a movie. So, like you have the WandaVision show, you have the Loki show, you have all these shows, and then there comes out a movie that intersects all of those storylines. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to see.
Real quick, we're going to pause because there's some flashing lights outside. Please hold.
Oh, shit.
Oh, never mind. Are we back?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Just confirming it wasn't the fam.
No, it wasn't. Dude, the last thing I thought I was like one of my neighbor's houses on fire, but something's going on. It's my direct neighbor because he came running outside. So we got fire trucks, we got ambos, and we got the
Whoa.
police.
Holy shit,
My
it's a party
street
over
is
there.
Shut down.
Oh,
Wow.
so good. We'll keep it
Okay.
going. But Randy
Okay,
was
so-
making the point that like having TV shows with big movies to time together is probably the way to go. And
No. So I do agree.
I personally prefer a TV show in terms of because you have more screen time with the characters.
Yeah,
And, like,
I
I
know
was
it is
kinda-
really beautiful.
Like
I mean, that's why I'm so excited for the Obi-Wan series, dude.
yeah,
I
like The
can't wait for
Mandalorian, for
Oh,
example.
dude, the Mandalorian, so good. Do you think that
Loki, WandaVision, all that.
Yeah. Do you?
I
think,
have a different opinion on Star Wars stuff right now.
Okay.
Okay.
but-
I do want to
But
ask
anyway,
this
but
real
I will.
quick.
But
Oh,
I
go ahead,
do
go,
want to
sorry.
say, I prefer so I do love going to the movies, right?
Yeah.
But what I do, and maybe it's because of the pandemic, but like WandaVision, like it was almost like, okay, wife, Friday night, 8:15 when the kids go to bed, we get to walk downstairs, put on the TV, and we're watching a show together because like I'm doing content creation most nights or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like that's our I'm gonna say date night, or Nick comes over and we watch the episode together while we're editing the podcast or whatever,
Right.
and it gives you something to talk about.
Mm,
Where when you watch the movie, you're gonna watch it once, you're gonna talk about the movie one time, and it's over. Where a TV show, you get to talk about it every week, and it's
Mm.
something new to have a conversation about, and it's actually prolongs the story.
Yeah, it's like a bigger event in your life.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, I am so fucking excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show for that reason. Because, I mean, first of all, you know, I have a really good feeling about it. I actually met Darth
I gotta-
Maul, you know, the actor that plays
Yeah.
Darth Maul.
Really?
I met him, and he signed a little poster for me years ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
his
he's
name
a really-
again?
gosh,
Sam
I'd have to
something?
look it up.
Sam Whitwer? No, that's
Yeah.
the voice actor.
That's the
hold
Force
up.
Unleashed guy. Oh my god, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
It's Ray something?
Ray Park.
Yes. Is it Randy? No, it's
No,
Ray.
it's Ray Park.
Yeah.
So this is. Oh boy, we're going salty.
He's Scottish.
Yeah, because
we're never going to get through the show notes.
yeah, we will.
Eventually, we just have
Yeah,
to shut the fuck
eventually
up
we
at some
will.
point.
We'll get there.
This is great.
So here's my thing on Star Wars.
Okay.
I'm over.
Your one thing.
No. I'm over the timeline. Like last week, I went
Yeah,
bananas.
Ray Park.
Talking
by the way,
this.
you're right.
I'm over the timeline. Like, stop. Like, it's over. Like, I understand the Kenobi series. Everybody wants to see him protecting Luke.
Yeah. Oh, you mean
You know,
you're over
make-
like this current...
making
I see.
love to sand people, all that shit. Like, I get it.
Oh, I'm down for it. If I'm gonna
Like-
see
but
some
like-
butt, it's Ian McGregor's butt. I'm totally
Right.
for it.
No, of course. But like what I'm hoping for is like the Anakin stuff is like visions of the past. I don't want Anakin as Darth Vader to see Obi-Wan because it fucks up episode 4. And to say,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the last time I saw you, you were the master.
Right.
Now I'm the master. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, right. And I
right,
think
so
they
that- so
know
there-
that.
so there's that.
I mean, Jesus.
But,
you would
like,
hope.
I'm excited for the shows because I am a Star Wars fan, but I'm over it. Honestly, like the only content that I am truly looking forward to in the Star Wars universe right now
Yeah.
is the Acolyte, because it's at a time where the Republic, it's the High Republic ending to the heading towards the movies.
Yeah.
That's the only time. I'm just over it. Like I love Ahsoka. I like seeing her lightsabers, but like I don't need more Thrawn and Ahsoka. I want new characters
Yeah.
in
I
a
getcha.
in a new galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
Like,
agree. I agree.
Because all of these stories, like not the Ahsoka or the Kenobi, but like the Cassian Andor one,
Yeah.
it's just going to be lifestyles of the rebellion. Like,
Yeah.
it's just going to be his story of going through the rebellion. Now, mind you, my second favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Why are we so similar, dude? What's your first?
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
respect?
But like, okay, but I also really, truly, truly, truly love episode 2.
Really? More than episode 3?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, that's so strange to me.
And it's not the bullshit love part of like Anakin
Dude,
and Padme rolling around, even though I wish I was Anakin at that point. But it's not that. It's that that moment in time created everything. Like the Clone Army created the Clone Wars, which was the best Star Wars content ever created, other than the original movies, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But like
Clone Wars is huge.
Yeah, and it gave us everything. Like we saw Clone Troopers. We saw that was when like the Emperor was becoming the Emperor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everything, and it was so good. But you can't.
Is the line? Is this how democracy dies with roaring applause? Is that in the second one or the third one?
No, that's in the third one.
That's in the third one.
Yeah. I have something. I have a deep-hearted spot for the third one.
Yeah, the third one's I think my favorite.
It's like
the third one, and then
Come on, man.
The opening scene of Revenge of the Sith is the best out of all of the movies.
Yeah, with the ship crashing.
Oh, dude!
With Anakin and Obi-Wan flying through above Coruscant into Grievous's ship. That's the best opening scene of all the Star Wars movies.
Yes.
Yeah, it has. It's exciting right from the jump, and they got like really witty quips, and like it has you laughing, it has you excited. Yeah, that's a good point. That intro is quite
and R2-D2 kills all the buzz droids. Like
yes,
a boss.
yeah. And that was the first movie they started having the droids talk. You know, they start saying stupid shit to each other. I think. Well, technically, did they say something in the second movie? I just remember them being a lot more talkative in the third one.
I don't know.
Sorry,
but anyway. But I am excited for it. The thing about the Obi-Wan show is like because there was the Obi-Wan book. And if you do the Audible book of Obi-Wan, it was actually really good because it takes you through the time of Tatooine and like the things he went through. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really hoping the series ends with him killing Darth Maul.
That would be wicked. No, he does in the animation actually.
Well, that's what I imagine what they're going to do
is they're
Rebels. I think they're going to recreate
that would be cool.
their sort of live action version of whatever happens in the Rebels.
Talk about the most disappointing end of a fight ever.
Yeah, that was way too quick.
Was it kind of rushed?
You never saw it?
The Rebels? No.
What?
Dude, you gotta.
Dude, step up your game.
It's gotta be like I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a chance. I don't know. We'll see. If you guys really liked it, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Dude,
season 1 sucked.
You gotta slog through season 1.
Yeah,
and then
season 1 is just like, but you get a feel for the things. But like season 2, 3, and 4, dude. Like if you like Star Wars, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, this is awesome!"
Okay, yeah,
agreed. See, I watched it while I had COVID, so I finished Clone Wars and then crushed all of Rebels.
So when I had COVID, I watched Loki.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything for 4 days. No TV, nothing.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
And I was just laying in bed.
Just
Jeez,
playing on the backbone.
Oh, yeah. The Xbox controller on your phone.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's cool.
So, Nick.
Speaking of movies, you want to talk about Dune?
Oh, my God.
Oh, right. Dune.
So, I'm going to play it. We're going to rewind back a couple episodes when we were talking about Nick's dad's TV blowing up. Almost catching on fire, which I personally think he poured water in there so it could burn up, and then he would get the approval from the wife to buy a big TV.
Right. So I don't know if you know this, Randy, but my dad has the dopest of the dope man cave, full custom bar made by Marcus B814 right here, because he's a carpenter. A whole like 5.1 surround sound with this like a 12-inch subwoofer.
Jesus,
it's like ridiculous. The speakers are like.
I'm looking at this description you have.
5 foot.
This is unreal.
Yeah, it's like 5 feet tall. Speakers on either side of the TV. A center speaker that's like the size of a computer monitor, and then like surround sounds behind you. It's ridiculous. Then big like comfy leather couches that have like a touchpad for reclining. It's awesome.
Oh my god.
But then he had like a 60-inch TV, which like for how far away the seats are, it's not great. It looked like a 32-inch. You know what I mean? Because of how far away you were.
Right.
We were always like, you got to upgrade the TV. You got to upgrade the TV. He's had it for like 10 years, and it's a plasma. That's how old it is.
Oh,
so
Jesus. Also sucking his energy bill too.
Right.
Is what that's doing.
Exactly. So finally, the thing dies.
Thank God. So just to give it perspective, when you're sitting in the chairs looking at that TV, it's like you're watching a 32-inch.
Yeah, that's what I just said. All right. If you were paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention because...
Also, listeners, if you didn't hear, there's 5-foot tall speakers on either side of the screen.
Yeah. If you need to recap that whole thing again.
Anyway, so he got an 86-inch TV.
Which is the biggest LCD TV they make. That's not you got any bigger, you got to get a projector.
Is it LCD?
No, you can get
LE?
105 LED, but that's like $7,000.
Yeah. Is it an LCD or an LED?
No, LED.
LED, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say the LEDs are.
So let me tell you
better.
something. We talk about how do you want to go to the movies? Never again.
You don't need to.
Like, if the movie is... Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, if a movie is coming out to the theater and streaming, I'm going to watch it on the 86.
Yeah, you don't need to go to the theater. It's the same quality. I watched Eternals.
Better quality.
It's better quality. Well, yeah,
because
it's better quality.
Because you're sitting there, and if you have to take a leak, you pause it and go run and take a piss.
Right.
Yeah.
You want
And then you
another
come
beer?
back.
You go crack another beer and come back.
Right.
The
experience is top notch.
Yeah, it sounds like
so we watched Dune, and Dune, for everybody, and I'm not going to spoil it. It's going to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
Because the book Audible is like 26 hours. So they actually did a really good job of explaining the book. Like, they didn't cut out too much,
No.
in my opinion. Obviously, they're going to cut out some because you can't compare a book to a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of like what's in a book too, there tends to be a lot of internal monologue going on. But I think what they have done with the movie is toss a lot of that, and they give you sort of visual representation, which is a whole different experience from a book in and of itself, right? Because it's like the audience having to interpret what these images that they're seeing are, which I think is a kind of a cool way that they especially did it in this movie.
Right.
So what I mean is the movie was great. It was long, and it wasn't like it wasn't meant to be action packed.
Okay, but like Dune didn't feel long. Eternals felt long.
Yeah,
like
that's
Dune.
Yes. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're basically the same length movie.
But
like Eternals, I'm like, oh.
because
Dune,
Eternals,
I was glued to the screen.
Yeah, but
Dune.
Okay, so but the difference is the Eternals you've seen for 12 years. It's just a superhero movie.
That's a good point.
Right? Where Dune is set on different planets with politics, aliens, evil races, like going through the world, like these worlds, and the worlds are vast and beautiful, and it's like different societies, the way they live, and like
how they work, like
right?
the
How they
hierarchy
work,
rules.
exactly.
There's
and
a
like,
whole religion in there,
right? And like seeing how like people manipulate people, and like people are dying, and like how it was all a ploy to kill this one race of people, and all of these things for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it ends at a point of,
oh shit.
Like,
well, that would be like the beginning of
oh shit, I'm home.
Yeah.
Get ready for the next one.
Right.
Yeah, when the movie ended, I was like, oh man, and they're not even set to start filming until next year. Fuck.
Right, exactly.
So I'm like, damn. It's just it was so I legitimately enjoyed that movie from start to finish. And also, like, everyone is so handsome in the movie. Like, I saw this on like a Chris D'Elia podcast, in which I thought was hilarious. He's like, even the women are handsome. He's like, what's, I don't know what they did with casting, but everyone's just handsome.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was
a lot of symmetry there.
You know, it's so funny is I just think about what's her name, Ziara.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
what do you
MJ.
think? Yeah, MJ. I'm like, what do you think Spider-Man's thinking right now?
He's probably loving it, dude. You see that Tom Holland posted up on his Instagram. They got to be dating.
No, they are.
Oh, is it official?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes total sense because I saw him post. Or no, her name's Zendaya, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm terrible with names.
No, it's okay. I believed you for a second, and then when I went to say it, I was like, oh, I think there's a D in there. But yeah. So Zendaya, he posted her on his Instagram and was like, I think it was just like heart eyes on his Instagram page when Dune came out. Isn't that like such a weird relationship? Like imagine being like two mega superstars and like your Instagram post is like the next like absolute smash hit of a sci-fi film.
No kidding.
Like, oh yeah, that's my girlfriend. Don't worry, I'm about to go do Uncharted. Look for my movie that's coming out on Netflix as well. I'm also going to be doing, it's just
I'm also fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way.
And for me, like, that's the other thing. You said it, you hit the nail. When was the last really good sci-fi movie we had? I can't even
that
remember.
wasn't Star Wars or something. Yeah.
Well, even if it is Star Wars, but Star Wars is more like sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
Like this was like true blue sci-fi.
What was that movie that came from the show Firefly?
Exactly.
What was the? No, come on. I know this. Okay, I'm gonna Firefly.
I don't remember. While you're looking
Get
up,
on
but,
it,
like,
Jamie.
I mean, the next like I'm thinking of the Alien series, but like
Yeah, but think about how long ago that was.
No. The sequels that aren't as good, like Prometheus and
Yeah, but that's still old as fuck.
like you mean like a new IP basically?
Yeah, no, just a sci-fi movie that was released in the last 5 years that was good.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, last 5 years,
or even 10 years. Like you listen, like some of the songs that you listen to still are like
2012.
Yeah,
Serenity. Serenity is the name of the sci-fi movie I'm thinking of.
All right,
gotcha.
so,
that was a pretty badass movie. Also, what's the one with Bruce Willis there, Fifth Element? But how old is that?
Yeah, but that's from the 90s.
Is that from the 90s, dude?
Yes, multi-pass.
Yeah.
I want to
right.
multi-pass. But that's so that's my point here.
Yeah, Serenity is 2005. So that's
there you go.
Too.
You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, it's not even 10 years. So.
Right, exactly. So like, we haven't gotten a really good sci-fi movie in a long time.
Yeah, Dune crushes it.
Yeah, and yeah, Dune was, was so funny, man. And I talked about this on my podcast, but when we went to see the movie, dude, have you ever walked into a theater and it was hot? Like, I've never sat in a theater and been like, wow, I should have worn a tank top. It's always like, wow, I should have brought a sweatshirt, right? Like, that's pretty common.
I feel like theaters are always cold.
Yeah, right. Okay, we walked into this theater and it was like there was a wall of heat. And I really felt
weird.
like, I don't know if they were like doing it on purpose, but I felt like I was on the Dune planet. It was so fucking hot. I was sweating.
Was it opening night?
No, it was just like an off night, maybe about. Like
maybe the shit was broken,
dude. It was. I don't know what it was crazy. I've never been in a theater so hot in my life. I remember looking over at Adam, and he was like, "Dude, this is unbearable." And I was like, "I know." He's like, "But this movie is so good." I was like, "I know," dude. But like multiple times during this movie, we were like, "Dude, what the fuck is going on?"
That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
just sweating while you're in the planet.
Yeah, it really felt like they went like over the top on the 4D experience for Dune.
Yeah, that's awesome. In other movie news, per IGN, Patty Jenkins has said that Star Wars Rogue Squadron is delayed indefinitely due to scheduling issues. And honestly, it's not that surprising considering the number of Star Wars shows and content that Disney's trying to make.
Yeah,
I'm not
kidding.
I'm not surprised they couldn't do one of them. And I included the graphic. Just to give you a quick rundown, we've got the Book of Boba Fett. Granted, that's already made and about to come out, but still, they made it recently. Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian Season 3, Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka, Cassian Andor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Bad Batch is done. Bad Batch, Visions,
No,
Lando.
they're bringing back Bad Batch for Season 2.
Oh, yeah, Bad Batch Season 2, Visions, Lando, The Acolyte, A Droid Story, and Rogue Squadron.
Is Visions the one that...
That was the anime one.
I'm kind of psyched for that. Do you guys watch anime at all?
It's already out.
It's already out. You can
Is
watch
it
it right
is?
now. Yeah.
They're all shorts.
Oh,
they're like,
dude.
They're like 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, they were good.
They're all one-off shorts. They're like different animation studios got to make like whatever Star Wars content they wanted, basically.
Interesting.
My favorite was the first one.
Yeah, me too. The best one I think is the first one. Honestly, you should watch the first one last.
Really?
Yeah, they released it like Netflix releases their show. They released them all at the same time.
Because they don't flow from one to the next. They're all like individual stories. I think the worst one was the second one, like the music-y one.
Yeah.
in my opinion. It was hard going. I think, Randy, for you to have a best experience with that, watch the second one first and know it's terrible, and make sure you watch another one afterwards. But the first episode, watch it last, because that's the best one.
Okay, that's good to know, actually, because I definitely I like anime shows a lot. So I get pretty hyped when they port over stuff like that, especially because it's like Japanese animators and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's full. Is it in Japanese? No, it's voiced in.
Well, it's voiced,
English.
but you can get it with dubs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I almost want to see that, dude.
See, I
and
did that.
Like, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I did that with Squid Game. I usually prefer the original language, and then.
Oh
with
yeah,
subtitles.
dude! If you watch Squid Game in English, get the fuck out of here! Like,
Yeah,
turn
what
off
do you
your
mean?
TV. You watch Squid Game with the English dub.
Yes, the updated English dub, and it was good.
No,
dude,
terrible.
no.
You don't get any of the same emotions from the actors.
Yeah, it's not the and like you need to hear the Korean acting. Like, it's so over the top. It's always like, oh, it's a good choice, amida, dude. And they say mida.
There's
They
like
say,
extra like
yeah,
they on everything.
Yeah,
and it,
yeah. They
puts
say
you in
mida,
that culture.
Dude. You got to say mida. Then once you
Right.
say mida a few times, then you understand why you watch it in Korean.
Right.
I watched a whole series called, shamefully, a Korean Odyssey, and it's like, truthfully, it's not a good show. It's like, it's a really bad show done so well that I fell in love with it. And it's I think it's 20 episodes, and each episode is at least an hour and a half.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the fact that I watched it all is kind of sad, but I fell in love with it, dude. I was just like, this is so ridiculous. Like, it's so over the top, so overacted every scene, and it's just like brilliant. Like, they're always going like, oh, stuff like that, and I love it. But
wait. An hour and a half times 20 is 30 hours.
Yeah, dude.
That's
watched
a lot of Korean.
Yeah,
crappy Korean.
Dude, I swear to God, by the end of it, I was converted to wanting to learn Korean, and I thought I was actually kind of learning the language after a while. That's how much of that show I watched. Like, I know. So I know they use mida in terms of like a formality, almost like you would say sir. So they only address people like that when they're trying to be formal. And then what was it? 사랑해, I'm pretty sure is I love you, because it's kind of like a drama. The show is like a weird sci-fi drama mystical thing. Like I said, the show's ridiculous, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, dude, you got to see Squid Game. If someone's listening to this right now and they're debating whether or not to watch it in English or the Korean
watch it
version,
in Korean with subtitles.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's
100%.
worth the reading.
I do that for Dragon Ball Super too. I watch it. I way prefer it with the Japanese.
So
audio.
Okay, here's where I go back and forth. So Dragon Ball Z, I think, is the only show, maybe besides My Hero Academia, where I will also watch it in English dub, and that's only because I really like the English actors. So like the guy that plays Piccolo and Vegeta, and I mean Goku, of course, but like. Yeah. For whatever reason, the Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z, the Goku actor is just too much for me.
Well, yeah, it's a lady, it's an old lady, and everything's like, high pitched and stuff, and it's weird. Versus like, what's his name?
It's very, very high pitched. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like they make him more of an idiot in the Japanese version. He's like,
well, he is an idiot,
right?
Yeah, he is pretty dopey, isn't he?
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. I think my like, I was sort of forced to suck it up when Super was coming out, because the Super episodes would come out in Japanese first. So I'm like, well, if I want to watch it first, like, I gotta get used to the subtitles and the different. And then I watched all of Super like that. So I was like, oh, okay, like I'm in it now, and now I get it. So then when I went to Squid Game, I was like, oh, I'm watching it with the subtitle, like with the Korean, 100%.
The Squid Game thing, okay, so the show was great, right?
Yeah.
It was a great show. I was literally sitting on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was great.
Yeah, Koreans do a really good work with the cinematography. That is,
well, so
just really brilliant people.
Shot really cool.
And because of the success of it, like, because originally there was no plan for a season 2.
Yeah, you can tell from the plot.
Right. But now there's going to be a season 2. And I just like if it takes 5 years to release it, like who cares?
Yeah,
I
I
hope
agree.
they don't rush it.
Like I hope
Well,
they don't rush it.
The
other
creator
thing
says
is
he's in no rush.
right.
Someone asked him about it, and he's like, "I'm in no rush."
Right. Perfect. I hope they do like it in America or in like Germany or somewhere else.
Well, they either got to do elsewhere or they got to go bigger. Like they got to go more conspiracy.
No, yeah, but like I'm saying, like because it basically the plot holes were that this happens all around the world, so each season could be a different part of the world.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
I didn't.
So,
even
like-
think
I don't
of that.
know if the writer could make that work though if they don't know other cultures.
Well, maybe
it's
that would be
basically
part
the culture
of his.
is if you're a degenerate gambler, you can be in Squid Game.
Yeah.
There, you
Yeah,
don't
I
need
feel
to
like
know the
that could be-
culture.
That could be pretty cool. Did you? So
I mean, you
did
could do one in
guys,
the U.S. where it's like they clear your student debt. Right?
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It changes with the culture. Like gambling is popular, but not like that in Korea. You know, like it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that's not bad. Or you
But
could
all I
take
wanna
you could
say
take it to like
is-
Venezuela, dude. You could take it to Venezuela where
Right, it's
people are
just
literally
people
like starving and stuff.
Right. Something
Yeah,
like that.
that'd
You
be
could
kinda
if you
crazy.
change the way, you got to change the flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you
Maybe
guys? Was it just me? So when they brought in the American actors,
Yeah, the
Did they s-
VIPs.
yeah, did it not? It sounded like they were on like it's like they were. I don't like the way that the American actors said their lines reminded me of watching an anime show, like
Where
of
they do an
how,
English dub.
Yeah, like and
Yeah.
like because it is it's actually American people playing those parts, but they're very much like, wow, what a fine horse over there. Wow, I do say that this is going to be quite an event today. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it
like
was like
it's-
they had to read the line without knowing any context of what the situation
Or
was.
it was written like a Korean, and when it's translated into American,
right.
Exactly.
it comes off as that.
that's exactly how it sounded too. Like it was just
Yeah.
it was very funny to me. I was like, wow, this sounds like a Korean writing what they
For-
think an American would
Right.
say.
So
Right. That's a good point.
tinfoil hat. Season 2 is either the brother that got shot isn't dead, and he's got to find
I
his
hope
way
so.
back to the island, and Mr. Red Hair 456 is gonna take over as the lead guy.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I don't know how that would work.
What do you mean?
yeah,
He
that
takes
would
it. Wait,
that would be-
Why not?
I mean,
That's
that'd
how
be
the front man was a contestant back in the day. They found it in the book. He was a contestant in like 10 years prior.
Right.
So clearly he was a contestant. He won. He became the front man.
yeah. Interesting.
What
right?
I really loved that imagery. I mean, you know, I guess fuck it. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it at this point. But the,
Yeah, I mean, Marcus just spoiled like the last.
oh
half
yeah,
of it or
yeah, it's
whatever.
true. Yeah. So
Spoilers.
Spoil. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little late.
Rewind.
yeah,
Spoilers.
But
Yeah.
so the part with like him getting shot in the shoulder and him looking the masked guy looking in the mirror and seeing his brother with the same shot in the shoulder that he's shot in. Love
Yep.
that. Absolutely
Yeah.
love that.
But
And that
Again-
to me is where I kind of see where you're going with it, Marcus, where I could see the brother not actually being dead. Which
of
would be-
course not. So that's season 2. So it's either going to season 2 will take place on the island, and it'll be the story of 456 wanting to stop the Squid Game, but ends up being the front guy
Ends up
Mm.
getting sucked in or something.
because maybe the brother gets killed and somebody needs the show to go on, whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Or it's going to just take place in a different part of the world.
Yeah, I feel like if they keep it there though,
I wonder if they would have it in North Korea.
Whoa.
Oh.
That
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
that's-
that could get pretty dicey.
No, obviously they can't. They don't even have money in North
I was
Korea.
gonna say they're like eating rats and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't even have rats. That's
That's a delicacy.
yeah. They
They eat leather.
cockroaches.
Well, anyways, I was gonna say if they keep it in South Korea in that same spot, they gotta like go bigger with the conspiracy. Like the South Korean government has to be like sponsoring it, and like red hair like
Well, it's
456
clearly-
has to like. You know what I'm
Dude.
saying? You got to go
Yes.
bigger.
Well, yeah,
it
but
can't
yeah,
just
it's
be rich
definitely
people.
happening.
It's got to go bigger.
Because if you look at the movie, it's happening in like times like now. It's
Right.
not like taking place in 1983.
like people have
Right.
smartphones.
Right,
How are they
right.
keeping that
Exactly.
secret?
Don't you have a phone?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody it's current time. So like facial recognition, of course, all that shit is happening.
Right.
If that shit was happening, people would know about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
don't know. But anyways, I'm just going to say this.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, Marcus.
No, I was going to say about this Rogue Squadron being delayed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we were talking about Star Wars?
Yeah. Right. I just want to say, like, Patty Jenkins is stuck on Wonder Woman.
That's why
And-
she delayed it, right?
Right. So I think, because I thought she was only like contracted for 2 movies with them,
Mm-hmm.
but clearly they probably signed a deal
To get her for the third or whatever.
or third or whatever, something else. And she's like, fuck, I can't sign this and do Rogue Squadron.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. So, Marcus, how's it going? What have you been up to?
Oh my God.
2 hours later.
So stream has been great. I'll be quick. Stream has been awesome. Everybody hanging out. Like Tuesday and Wednesday was out of control this week. It's just really like, I can't say I don't care about viewers. I don't care about subs. I don't care about that. Just chat with me in stream.
Yeah, that makes a huge
And in
difference.
one of the latest updates for Twitch, they actually have a pop-up that comes up that says first time chatter.
Yeah, I liked that.
I like it because you see that and you want to like, I'm a chat first, game second player, but like it makes me want to engage and appreciate that new viewer
Mhm.
coming in. And I feel like you become more connected to that viewer at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually, so it's official. I am taking a break from raiding until the expansion comes out because I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, dude, you should.
Like, there's no point in me doing it right now. And if my team isn't around at 7.0, fine, I'll find a team.
You'll take it from there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some really good content. Like, I'm enjoying the story content right now. And I'm just finished the main story for a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
you did Wednesday?
yeah. And I'm starting the expansions,
Yeah.
but I've never done the expansions as a non-Force user in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually going to be really exciting for me. And I haven't seen this content in probably 6 years.
Right.
So it's going to be like brand new to me.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I just want to say that COVID sucks balls 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I just want to taste coffee again.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
coffee
Did you
tastes like
lose your
metal.
taste, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Dude, I ate, so there's a pizza shop.
Oh, you've got the weird taste.
Yes.
The substance, everything tastes like one thing.
Metal.
Yeah, mine was
My
like
stomach was upset for weeks because all I could taste is metal.
yeah, it was like metal. It was like burnt Brussels sprouts in like kind of farts or something is what everything tasted like for me. It was
No,
weird.
it was just metal.
Jesus.
The weirdest thing about the whole fucking thing,
For like 3 months.
I wanted pizza, and I was like, I know what pizza tastes like. So I I ordered from this pizza shop, a local pizza shop that
The
goes
pizza shop?
no,
Oh.
that goes overboard on toppings,
Yeah.
like overboard.
Geos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lots of sauce, and their onions have this distinct taste because they like cook them a certain way.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what this pizza tastes like. So I got a medium pizza to my head.
Damn, a medium from Geos?
Well,
That's
so,
like a in terms of amounts of food, that's at least a large everywhere else.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
well, obviously I didn't eat the whole fucking thing, but I was so like
Yeah.
excited for it. And I found out that
Yeah.
like, if I knew I was dying tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'd be getting pizza. That'd be my last meal.
Okay.
I'll explain that in a second. I bit into that pizza. I can't tell you how weird it is when you taste texture, not food.
Not the flavor. Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because you're
Is
like,
it-
this should
so-
be tasting delicious, but it just tastes
Nothing.
texture.
Right.
That's so I had COVID, but the COVID for me was very much just like fluish. It was very like,
Yeah, that's
I
all it
had
was
like
for me.
I had like chills and stuff, but I never got any of the like lack of taste or anything like that. Is it when you guys are saying like, oh, you can't taste anything? Is it sort of similar when you have to when you have a like super stuffy nose and like you
No.
can't smell and you can't taste. It's
No.
like worse than that.
Hey, drink water. That's what all your food tastes like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
it's very weird.
It's
Of
wicked weird.
Complete
Or
complete absence.
the
of
other thing
taste.
that's
Like,
really weird is when you take the dopest dump ever
and
and you
get-
can't smell it, and then your kids walk in and go, "Dad! Oh my God!" That's the thing. So anyway, two last things for my shit.
Yep.
I just want to tell everybody that Quinn in the Discord,
Tarquin.
yep, has set up
Oh
a fashionista channel. So no matter what game you play, post your outfits of your characters, or even post of yourself in some ridiculous ass outfit. He's doing like little weekly contests for the Discord, and it's pretty awesome. Last thing is Working Class Nerds is expanding, and we're looking for a little help with our Discord. So if you understand the back end of Discord, please DM me, because we're looking for a Discord moderator to help with some of the things that we need help with. So reach out. Last thing is I bought the Backbone. Did I talk about the Backbone?
You did, but briefly. I didn't know
Okay.
you got it.
Yeah, so it's upstairs. So the Backbone controller is an Xbox controller that fits on your iPhone. And you use the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
I've been playing games on my phone, and I love it.
Yeah, I bet that's like a Switch for Xbox games.
But like, so when I go to Rhode Island, I'm just bringing the Backbone controller in my phone and a long fucking cord. I'll buy a 10-foot charger from Amazon.
Yeah.
A braided one, of course. And it's awesome. Like, there's so many games. Now, mind you, like, playing Destiny on it is not ideal.
Yeah.
Because in Destiny, it's 100% online game.
Right.
So between the 100% online game and you're using your phone's Wi-Fi or bandwidth, it can be a little sus.
Yeah,
right?
It bogs down.
But like, I played Minecraft Dungeons, which is basically Diablo in the Minecraft world.
Okay.
I had so much fucking fun playing that game, and it was on my phone. And when I was done, I just unplugged the controller, put my phone in my pocket. Peace out.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah. Now, mind you, $100 for a controller,
That kind of.
it's a little steep.
Yeah.
A little steep. But when you're laying in bed on COVID and you can only watch so many reels, you gotta just move on.
Right. Yeah.
In SOTOR news, they released all the original cinematic trailers in 4K to celebrate their 10-year anniversary. Yeah.
That's I
actually wrote, who cares? I'm a jerk for saying that. Because I'm like, okay, it's cool. Like, you're re-releasing that in 4K, but like, if you like hired an outside company to do it, cool. But if actual BioWare employees,
that was just my watch.
Siri's telling me to shut the fuck up. So the thing is I'm looking at it as, if you're having BioWare employees redo these cinematic trailers, which already look good,
Yeah.
in 4K,
Like, it's a waste of time.
come on, like, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Or it's a waste of resources, because the amount of money you probably paid a third party to do this, you could have probably paid for another part of content.
Yeah.
For the game. The new Flashpoint is up on the PTS. I am not going to do it because I want to experience it at the end. But something really cool happened to me this week, and it's usually not this way. I get a text message from Nick when he's at work taking a poop in his office bathroom, which is his own house.
Yeah.
He sends me this. Yeah.
Yeah, right in the queue.
He has his toilet is his computer chair, and his desk is sitting in front of him in the bathroom. So like, he
don't mind me, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. He sends me this screenshot of the Sith Inquisitor.
Yeah, go to the second one.
Oh yeah,
The second one has the comparison, which is
right.
cool.
And it was the new character design screen. And something that was pretty cool to me was that I didn't even know about this. And I thought it was fake. I told Nick, that's what I said. I was like, dude, is this fake? And he's like, no, this is real.
I couldn't believe how good it looks.
And it looks so good.
It's just the user interface for choosing your class and then your combat style.
Correct.
And like the side by side with the the old style, like I didn't realize how jarring it is. The old style looks like it was from 2005.
Right, exactly.
Because it
was
probably is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when the game
Marcus made a good point. The game came out in 2010 or 11.
12.
11.
11.
And the game was probably in development for 5 years. So like that blue tinged user interface with 5,000 different tabs and things. It's like wicked cluttered and terrible looking. And then the new one is like black and white, like some grayscale, clean. Let's like, simple options. So you can choose what the hell you actually want to play as. And
Right.
It looks way better.
Yes.
It's way more approachable.
Right.
Like on the bottom, I'm like intimidated. I'm like, I have to read. It's like looking at a paragraph in a textbook versus like looking at bullet points.
Exactly.
You know,
it's really a good. It's really good. It makes me excited for it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake, but I guess it's real news. Speaking of news,
in AIE news, Tuesdays are mandatory fun night where the fun is mandatory and attendance is not. That's our fun open guild night, so anybody can come on down and play games with us, specifically for Star Wars: The Old Republic. It runs every single week from Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is the best time zone. Be there if you want and come have fun.
The first Friday of every month is Master Mode Flashpoints with Malung. If you want some of the hidden or the achievable mounts in the game that you earn by doing Master Mode Flashpoints, show up every first Friday of the month.
Then there's something on which Saturday of the month, Marcus?
The 4th, Nick.
It's the 4th Saturday?
Yes.
It's a lot of Randy, do you know how many Saturdays that is? That's a lot of Saturdays.
That's a lot.
Do you know
of
what that's
Saturdays.
Okay, do you know what that sounds like?
What?
It sounds like Saturday, and it's Mega, the monthly Epic Guild activity, where we'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Where we'll sell you the seed, but you'll only need the edge.
So that was last week,
Yep.
and it was my first time ever doing the Marcus hunt. So I hit on Tatooine. So what the whole Marcus hunt idea, I borrowed this idea from the Utinis. They do it on the Satil Shan server, which is not the best server.
Nope.
But anyway.
Wait, what's the best server?
Starforge. Just saying. So
yep.
I hit on Tatooine in this random location.
Yep.
And basically told everybody to find me. No clues.
Well, that's kind of fun.
And every 5 minutes or so, I would say, I am not here.
Oh.
And you would hear people go, God damn it, that's where I am. And I think it took like 35 minutes for people to find me.
Oh, that's
Somebody
cool.
found me. Coda won it, but it was really, really, really fun. And then after that, we did a race around Tatooine, which was really fun as well. I had a lot of fun. It was a cool event. And I look forward to the next ones.
And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, jump in the Discord, the link for which you can find in the top right-hand portion of the website, and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play Star Wars: The Old Republic or any of the other games that we play. And we mean any of them. Call of Duty, Fortnite, Minecraft, World of Warcraft, Metroid Dread, any of the games. If you play it, so do we, and we would love to have you.
Nick,
Yep.
I know you have to go to the bathroom.
I'm basically exploding.
All right.
So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're talking all Randy all the time.
Randy makes you dandy.
It's a lot of Randy.
Randy makes you Randy,
just
hopefully.
for the record, the more I think about this, and it's been in my mind for a while, listeners, like you're hearing his voice and he's got that hot guy voice going, but if he's going on Love Island, he's got the hot guy to go with it, ladies.
Yeah,
you better hit
just
up
look
Randy.
him up on Instagram.
Yeah, you got to go hit him up on Instagram.
I
and
love
have
this
him flex
show.
for you.
Why? Yeah, Jesus Christ! I should have been on more often.
Yeah, come on
if I
down.
knew I was going to just be showered with compliments. Thanks, guys.
I mean, yeah, he's a fucking model, obviously.
Yeah, for Bang Bros. We already went through
dude,
this.
We already went through this, dude.
That's old news. So you're involved in many different media flavors, if you will.
Mm.
How did you get into each one, and what is your passion?
So, oh gosh, yeah, this is a good question
Or
because
maybe start with like describing the flavors.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, I'll
or like
start there.
you got a lot of pots cooking on the stove. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and it's actually it's funny that you mentioned that because like I do kind of have like a lot of irons in the fire, which is funny because a little backstory. I chose biomedical engineering for my major in college, and that's very much similar to kind of how I am as a person, which is like you're the jack of all trades but master of none. So, like in the biomedical engineering world, you learn electrical and chemical and mechanical and civil, and you learn all these things. And then you learn the bio part and try to put it all together. And so, for me, I do music. I'm a drummer. I'm a singer. I produce music. I have the podcast. I'm writing, or not really writing, but I'm producing my own little web series. I do produce, I think I already mentioned I produce music and stuff, and then like video and all this sorts of stuff. I think probably one of my favorites is, gosh, I do really love music production just because it's something that I got into when I was like 13. Like I learned how to play drums when I was 12, and then I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I could just record this stuff? And so I got like a little 16 track mixer back when I was like 13, 14. And I don't think I got into computers until I was like 15 or 16. That changed the whole game because now you weren't limited to just tracks. Like you could just, you have infinite, as many tracks as your computer could handle before it blew up, which back in that time my computer blew up pretty fast. But it was just like,
Yep.
it totally opened a whole new world for production. And so I think music production will always have a special place in my heart. Right now, the band that I'm working with the most is Scooped Up, and they're kind of like a skate punk band. But the new single that they just dropped that I produced got over 100,000 views on YouTube.
Wow.
So I was actually, and for a skate punk band, like this isn't like a rapper, this isn't like a, like
Yeah.
skate punk is a
What's
very,
the name of it?
the name of the song or
Or
the name of
whatever.
the, so the name of the band is Scooped Up, and the song that they released was Reruns. They have an album in the works. We're still kind of, I think they have like one or two more songs they need to hop back in the
They're almost
studio
at
for.
2K. They're almost at 2K subs.
Yeah, well, dude, Jimmy. So the lead, I would say he's like the leader of the band. He's the singer. He's a guitar player. He writes a lot of the stuff. They all write the music together and stuff. But Jimmy's kind of the most involved with the creative media aspect of it too. He comes up with all the video ideas. This new one that's dropping for Dyslexic that's coming out in December 3rd. That one is a funny fucking video, and I can't wait. Like they lay into this like silliness factor, Scooped Up, skate punk. So a lot of their videos and their content's all funny. Like he's really good with graphic design and stuff. So like he edited, just as an example, he edited this one. What's that guy's name? David Letterman. He edited like this classic David Letterman video about, and they're coming out with their new CD, and like David Letterman literally whips out a CD and it's Scooped Up's album. I don't know how he like did this edit, but it looks so funny. And so he does a lot of like advertisements and stuff like that. So I'm really happy that like, stuff I'm working on is actually doing really, really well. So I think Scooped Up, because of their like niche genre, will actually go out and do really awesome stuff. And then Joe Ego, he's my cousin. He just dropped his album that I produced, and that's more like hip hop. And we actually filmed a video for that really recently. I think it was like a few weeks ago. And as an actor, they needed like a mob boss, and it's not really my character type. I usually get like guy next door, boy next door, whatever, or like love interest or things like that. Like I get dad a lot, like just like relatable dad, and so this one was mob
Or
boss.
the stepson.
Yeah, stepson. That's right. but you're
Step
but
bro.
you're just my step bro. Yeah, so
God.
that's kind of like the roles that I tend to get, and so it was cool to play this mob boss, and that video was a lot of fun because there's actual like dialogue and shit in it, which is the video kind of tells a story. So I have a feeling that will be a really successful video that was shot by Isaiah Providence, who's a really amazing up and coming cinematographer. Has like just really good equipment and a really good head on his shoulders. And it's actually super funny. He travels every time he does video shoots. He travels with his dad, and his dad's an older guy, and his dad cooks. So this guy was cooking up friggin' fried chicken and like lasagna, and he even had fucking like strawberry shortcake desserts on a music video set, which was like one of the best catered sets I'd ever been on.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but I guess so. I'm obviously doing a lot of stuff. I think my favorite thing now, as much as music will always have the passion in my heart of hearts, acting is definitely kind of taken over, and I've sort of reduced my time with the music to make room for the acting. So a lot of irons in the fire, but it's like, okay, if I really want to go somewhere with this acting thing, I have to cut out all of my music clients. So I wrapped up a few albums this past year, and I pretty much just leave the door open for Scooped Up because they're doing such good work that I don't want to say bye to them, and they're a lot of fun to have around. So it's nice to sort of keep that in there as just like a fun little thing for me to do. But the acting has really kind of taken over because it is dude, everyone's an actor. That's the thing. It's like, it's almost like when I say I'm an actor, it's like I say it confidently, but I also understand that like there's so many people that'll just be like, yeah, I'm an actor. And it's like, okay, well, like, what did you do? And it's like, oh, well, I was like in a background role for like such and such. I'm like, okay, so like, everyone's an actor if you're a background actor.
Sure.
But being able to, do the line work is like a whole other world that is way harder than I ever thought it would be. I think acting is one of those things that people know is challenging, but they know it's challenging for the wrong reasons. They'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know if I could ever memorize those lines and do that in front of people. It's like, dude, the memorizing the lines part is the easy part. The hard part is really nailing the believability. And the believability is step one. Just if you can be a believable actor, you will book network TV. But if you can be compelling and believable, that's when you kind of go into that next level. And what's funny to me now in the viewpoint of an actor is that, like I'll watch a movie, like we watched Eternals, right? And there's some legitimately awesome performances, and like I can tell like hours and months of work went into the prep time for each one of those actors to do each one of those scenes, all just for us to be like, I don't know, 6.5. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like I totally I think I have like a softer spot for movies now, because I'm like, damn, like that was a really good performance, and even though this movie kind of sucked, it wasn't the actor's fault. It almost feels like when you go out to a restaurant and you have like a subpar experience, and you're like, well, it wasn't the server's fault that the food sucked.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a very similar idea that I have. And actually, I was a server, so I have a lot of those experiences where I'm like, well, I'm still going to tip the server because the server did their part.
Well, there's this local restaurant, right? The food is incredible, but the service is terrible.
Oh, no. That's
terrible.
tough,
but when you get your food, it's like melting in your mouth, and you're like, oh, my God, this is worth the hour and 10 minutes I waited to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So the nice thing about that, though, if you know that ahead of time, is that you can go in there being like, okay, I understand that I'm going to be sitting in this spot for the next hour and a half. I'm going to mentally prepare for that. I know it's going to be slow. But I know what I'm going to get is amazing. So it's funny. I feel like a restaurant can recover better, like faster, with service that isn't that great, with food that's amazing.
100%.
Than getting really good service, but the food is subpar, because the whole reason you're going out is for the fucking food. I mean, the experience is part of it, but it's like I'm way more forgiving for going back to a restaurant if the food is great and the service was okay.
So I'm going to say this, and people are going to shoot me, right? And this is the dad mode, engaged dad mode right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two best restaurants, if you have kids, 99, Red Robin.
Ooh.
Red Robin drops the fries off at your table right away. Kids are instantly happy, right?
Right.
99, you get your food semi-quick, but the wait staff is so awesome that as soon as they notice that the kids are bored, they're bringing over ice cream sandwiches, and the parents get to finish their meals. And for me, like, I like to take my kids out to dinner because it teaches them how to act in a fucking restaurant. Right. I have some friends and family members who have kids that don't take their kids out to a restaurant. And when their kids go out to a restaurant, they're fucking animals,
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, as a server too, that always sucks.
Right, exactly. And like it makes it such a better experience when they get it. You know what I mean? Like if
Right.
I go out to a date with my wife, obviously we're going to go to a nice restaurant, but that happens like once a fucking year.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But like you were saying on how you're preparing, like the cook is preparing your food to taste delicious. He has no idea, or she has no fucking clue how long it took you to get your beer at your table.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They just see the ticket and they're going to cook it the best they can. They don't know that you've been sitting there for 40 minutes waiting for a fucking hot bread.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I will say sometimes they do know though. Sometimes, sometimes it gets like, they're like, oh fuck, they've been waiting.
Right.
But
exactly.
those are those crazy nights though.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked in service at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Were you a server or a cook
Yes.
or
No, I was always a server.
Yeah. Where did you serve?
Breakfast joints.
Kind of sounds like we're talking about the military right now. Where'd you serve?
No. Breakfast joints. Like I never did dinner. I love like the breakfast lunch thing.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I was a dishwasher too, so like I get it. Like I've been working forever. Like as soon as I could get a work permit, I was fucking washing dishes.
Dude, why are we the same guy? Why are we the same guy?
But bro, it's
the
so
same thing
awesome.
I did too.
But honestly, like the best part-time job I ever had, was Big Y. And that's a grocery store for everybody else.
He's from Connecticut.
He knows, but everybody from in Australia listening to our show have no idea what Big fucking Y is.
Yeah, it's a grocery store.
Dude.
Right? So
if they could even get outside with their COVID situation right now.
Right. Oh, that sucks. It sucks.
Jesus.
And there's like no case. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
Moving on. I do not want to start going on that rant.
Yeah, no, we won't. Sorry.
All right, so no. So what I'm saying is, so that I started off, and back then, it was very gender specific. So I'm old as fuck. I'm 38. It was very gender specific. So if you got hired and you were a man or a boy or a teenager, whatever, you were a bagger. And if a girl got hired, she was a cashier.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was the way it was.
Yeah.
That's just the way it was back in the day, right? So
made for some awesome like flirty dynamics though.
Bro. Okay. Listen, like I was okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Marcus felt that statement. He's like
100%.
Oh yeah.
Like
you're just bagging for the hot
yes, no, like dude, and like they didn't want to in our version of Netflix and chill back in the day, they didn't want to chill after work. I wasn't bagging their groceries.
Right.
The fucking front end manager could have told me to do it, and I'd tell him I gotta go pee. Right. Like, you ain't giving me the time. I ain't bagging your shit. And this lady's got 2 fucking carriages full of food. Good luck. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yes, but dude, that was the way it was back in the day. But what I'm trying to say is, like, that job was amazing. All I did was bag fucking groceries and like help the old ladies bring out their groceries to their car. Yeah. It was fucking great. It was the best part-time. If like you're listening to this and you're looking for a part-time job, work at a grocery store.
100%.
It's fucking, and you meet people. Like towards the end of my tenure. Okay, so the store loved me so much that they made me the lead bagger.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I got to train all the baggers.
Oh.
Right. So
hey, by the way, when groceries come in here, you put them in a bag.
Oh no, dude! There's a process, bro. There's a process.
You gotta square the bag.
Yeah, you can't
at least 8 items on average.
Yeah, you can't fuck it up because if it's too heavy and like if the bag gives out or somebody gets hurt because of it, the
that's so funny.
Get sued. Like,
dude, and you can't mix raw meats. You gotta go separate, and then they got cleaning products.
Wow, look at me. I'm the asshole here.
Well, no. So hey,
I just bagged the shit.
Can you tell I did the same
whatever
thing?
whatever you do, don't put the meat and the fucking bleach in the same one.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
you're fired. But
yeah,
anyway,
kind of sounds like that. Yeah.
But here's where it won. I won. So once you were the lead bagger, you were like in the circle of the hiring of the new baggers. So I told all my fucking friends to apply for a job, and they all got jobs as baggers. So fast forward to 38-year-old Marcus, it was a really bad idea.
Well, obviously, you're fucking 16 and all your friends are whatever.
Yeah.
And all your friends are bagging with you.
So, yeah, but the problem is let's say one of my friends had their license, we would be doing gravity bong hits before work, and I would be so lit out of my mind, like I couldn't even talk. Like, you ever do like you know how there's like the 2-liter bottles?
Yes,
but there's
the whole 2 liter.
No, yeah, but it was the 3-liter.
Oh, where'd you get a 3 liter from?
Jesus,
Walmart?
Yeah,
what the
you
hell?
know, dude, from Big Y back in the day, they sold that shit.
Oh, right.
So we would do those gravity bong hits in the bathtub before we went to work.
Oh my god,
Dude, I was wrecked. So then, as I got to know the whole crew in the store, did you know that in these grocery stores, when they're baking cookies, like a little kid can get a free cookie?
Okay.
Well, when we were stoned as fuck, and I was training my friends how to bag groceries, we had to train them for 3 days. So I made sure I trained them for 3 days.
Yeah.
And we just got wicked fucking stoned and then just ate cookies.
They're like, oh, I'm showing them where the bakery is. Boom, free cookie.
Right. So,
yeah, wow.
So this is where it went bad. And this is my lesson to all of you young kids who want a job and want to take the best job ever, which is the grocery store.
Yeah.
When you get offered the promotion to do the stocking of the shelves,
Don't take it.
say no.
Yeah, keep bagging.
You go from being Mr. Popular with all the customers, all the ladies, all the people, to just stocking shelves. And the only time somebody talks to you, can you tell me where the diapers are? Oh, yes,
wow.
ma'am.
So
Aisle
that's
5.
a promotion? It's a promotion to go from bagging to stocking?
Yeah, because you get paid more money.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It sucks though. Yeah, the front end they call it, like cashier and bagger.
Yeah.
That's the it's like the lowest spot basically.
Yeah, it's the epicenter though for conversation.
Oh yeah.
And if you like to talk to people, that's the place. That's
For
the
sure.
money spot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't even know what we were talking about.
Dude,
well, I think
we were interviewing Randy a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking. I think we were trying to. We drove a parallel between a restaurant and like movies and like the opinion of like an actor. So like sometimes when I watch a movie, I'll be like, oh, the movie sucked, but
how the fuck did we end up in a
because
no
here's how, because I was like, as a server, sometimes I would be more forgiving because like, if the food was bad, meaning the movie was bad, but the server was good, I'd still tip the server. So if the movie's bad, but the actors are good, I'd still give the actor the credits. And and then we just got into like,
well, yeah, because you can't control if the food sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and if the server is coming to your table and asking if you want water and hey, your food's coming, and they just do the shrug of the shoulder, like, it's not them. Clearly they want to get you your fucking food,
Right?
Because they want that 20 spot as a tip.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. And so I guess like, like being involved in all this stuff, like I said, the acting I think is taking sort of the forefront, and I think I might even be leaning into some of the executive producer work too, because if there's one thing I'm really good at, it's just like meeting people and having a good time. And I didn't realize how important that was, and how few people like that exist in the movie world. Like there's a lot of like people pleasers and stuff, but there was one consistent compliment that I always got on the set of Tuesday, which is just like, I'm having the time of my life, which is coming from crew that worked at Netflix, that worked at HBO. I mean, the guy, Matt, oh gosh, I don't want to butcher his last name, but Matt, he was the first AC, which if you guys don't know with film, you have the cameraman who's the director of photography usually, but the cameraman doesn't focus the camera, and it's not a computer autofocus. There's a separate person who just focuses the camera, and that person is called the AC, or the assistant camera. Okay. Yeah, and they do that because you never want to rely on a computer to focus on someone's face or something in the background.
Yeah.
Because if you set up and you spend all this time setting up a shot, and then the autofocus bounces, it totally ruins a shot. And so what you do is you have a separate person called the AC, or assistant camera, and they sit there with a little dial, and they will literally dial in the correct focus. Now, this can be done through a few ways. You can actually, I don't know if this is boring, but you can either do focus peaking, so you can have like a screen that shows you what's in focus and it'll highlight it in red, or you can literally use math. So they will, when I was on set as like the lead of this movie, the first AC and the second AC, which is just like the first AC's like first mate, the person that helps him out. They would take a measuring tape, put it on my nose, and then draw a line directly to the camera lens. They would measure that distance, and then using a mathematical equation that they have, they can detect exactly how far away that is given the lens size and all that, and what is going to be perfectly in focus.
Now, your nose has never looked so good.
Exactly.
That's how we got on Bang Bros.
And so it's funny because like it sounds really easy if you're standing still, but there's so many scenes where you move from one place to another, right? So you're following markers that are on the ground.
And you got to pull focus as you go, right?
Yeah, you need someone who's really good. And so Matt, I'm going to look up his name because it's going to really bug me because he's amazing. He's worked with Tom Cruise before.
Sure.
Cian Frani. It's Cianfrani. Great guy, super funny, and super talented. And I think if there's one thing I learned about being on set is just treating your crew right. There's a whole thing going on in Hollywood right now, and especially like Netflix and all this stuff, where a lot of crew members are trying to go on strike because they are just not being treated properly. They're working insane 16, 18-hour work shifts, sometimes through the night. And then, I've seen a lot of posts where like these people will be asked to work until 1 a.m. and then have a 7 a.m. call time. So they have to work all day, all the way until super, super late at night, and then go home. And by the time they get home and fall asleep, they sleep for like 2 hours and get up, and then they work another 18-hour day. And so the one thing I learned on set is just how appreciative crew is when you treat them right, when they have coffee on hand, when they have treats on hand, when they got, good lunches, and they're respected and treated like people. And so as much as I love the acting world, I think I'm also kind of falling in love with the relationships that I make with people on set. And so I think the executive producer role that I did also play with Tuesday, I would love to take and do with other films probably somewhere down the road.
Just never move to Hollywood.
I know, dude. Well, I mean,
don't do it.
New York is an amazing hub for movies. I mean, there's a movie that's coming out right now that was filmed in Boston with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. And oh my God, what's her name? I'm forgetting. She's like an acting superstar. Meryl Streep. It's like all three of them in this amazing Netflix film that I'm actually really excited for. I think it's supposed to be a sci-fi film, oddly enough. And it was filmed in Boston. So I think because of what Hollywood is doing and because of the crap that's going on over there, I think what we're going to see is the East Coast, start to really sort of take over in a lot of acting avenues. I mean, anything Batman's going to be filmed in New York for the most part, right? Because Gotham is essentially New York City, and same with Metropolis, right? So I think that there's still a lot of really good potential for the East Coast. Here's my thought about going to LA. There's of course so much opportunity out there for the acting world, but I would rather be given opportunities where I'd have to go film over there and then come back home on the East Coast. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see where that goes. But
that makes sense. So part of my question you already kind of answered, but what is your on this the question doesn't work. I want to move on. So
did you want to do, I'm kind of reading them right now. Did you want to do that second one?
Well, so I mean, you answered. So the question is, why put your hands in so many different pots? Is that a strategy to grow your personal brand, or it's just something that you've kind of fell into? Is what I had written. But
I mean, if you feel like I've answered it, I can just we can move on. I can probably still talk more about that. Well, so I have so many irons in the fire, hands in pots, however you want to say it, because I'm just a curious individual. I think that's kind of like the main thing about it is like I never half-ass anything. I always whole-ass the whole thing. So like whether that's fitness or nutrition or music, I always do my best. I mean, acting, it's like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And so what happens now is that with acting especially, is that every new skill I learn is an actable skill I can showcase. So like I also want to learn martial arts. Well, now if I learn how to do boxing, I can now put boxing into my acting sort of toolbox. So if any character is required to be like, hey, like we're looking for someone who's blonde hair, blue eyed, can throw a convincing punch. That's actually a pretty typical thing that you'll see on an actor's access breakdown, which actors access is kind of like the social media for actors, but like not. It's just like a place where they post like, you know, I saw the advertisement for that movie filming with Leo and Jennifer Lawrence on Actors Access in a breakdown, but I wasn't of a high enough notoriety to be even looked at. But the point is that like having all these skills is actually going to be is really helpful for me. So being able to play drums and like even though I can't super play the guitar, I can play chords and really fake it really well. So that's helpful. Being able to sing is obviously helpful. And then it's funny, the whole like growing a personal brand thing. I've never really thought about it as a brand. So like if you look at my Instagram page, it's very much just like I post whatever the fuck I want to post. I got into this thing where for a while I was like, oh, I got to have a certain caption and I have to post a certain thing. And then I don't know what it was, but maybe a year or two, maybe even 3 years back, I just decided like I'm going to just post what I want to post when I want to post it with whatever caption I want to post it at. And that became more of just me. Like Instagram is, and I don't want this to sound like shitty, but less for other people and more for like myself, in the sense of like one of my favorite things about Instagram is that I can just take my finger and scroll back really fast and then tap and then, oh, holy shit. 3 years ago, I went to Oregon with, my buddy Jordan and we took pictures and it was a crazy trip.
Yeah. It's like Facebook, but without the bullshit.
Yeah. That's why Instagram's the best.
Or the metaverse. We need it.
Mhm.
Like, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course.
Fucking, he's trying to make Facebook the Matrix. Right.
Pretty much, dude. I mean, who knows where it goes in, 10, 20 years.
Well, the other thing, too, is, so if he's changing the Facebook name to Meta, right? There's going to be no money in Meta. Everything will be in Facebook, but that's who people sue, and there will be no money there to sue because he's doing shitty things.
Right.
It's just a way to pass the buck.
Right.
Yeah,
I heard that from Ari Shafir on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, really? Is that what he said?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't listen
He
to
said
that
the same
episode.
thing.
Oh,
and then somebody was like, oh, that's the Jew in you talking. Thinking about the litigation.
Oh, no,
I thought that was funny.
Oh, because it's Ari.
Right.
Well,
that's wicked funny.
The hard part about what you were saying earlier about acting is everybody's an actor, right?
Yep.
Whether, we're on a podcast, this is essentially, we're just talking, but
you put on like a persona.
Not really. It's just you're being yourself. But what I'm saying is like, okay, I was on that one podcast where it was like,
oh yeah, you did some quote technical voice acting.
yes, and like he gave me legitimate lines to read, and he's like, I want 15 versions of every line. Okay, and then he took those lines and put them in there, and that's nothing like what you're doing. But at the same time, when you go to an audition for a part, there's 20,000 people that are auditioning for the same thing.
Yep.
And
it's very
a lot
competitive.
of flavors of the same
and
thing.
this is going back to that Chris Pratt comment. Maybe the directors or whoever, after they watched 15,000 different people say "yeehaw," they were just like, just hire Chris Pratt. It's going to cost us $3 million extra, but then we don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah. I'm
You know what I
actually
mean?
very curious who was in their lineup, because for a part like that, it's like there's certain things I can apply for, right? Like especially like if you're, SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild, or non-union, which is you're not in the Screen Actors Guild. So there's like certain limitations there. The thing is that it's like backwards. So if you're SAG, you can only do SAG projects, but if you're non-union, you can do SAG projects. You can be considered and they'll get you, but you can also do non-SAG stuff. Anyways, point is that like when you get to those roles are generally speaking not open to the public. They're like only for A-list actors.
Yeah.
So I'm curious from the pot of A-list actors who they were considering that could have also been Mario and or Garfield, like all these people. It does, like, it's interesting to me because I feel like people just think that they knocked on Chris Pratt's door and he was like, yeah, sure, which maybe, like, there's a thing is like it very well could have been just because of how much pull he has as an actor. But
I think they probably need the Mario movie to do good.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's like a hit or miss movie for me. Like, I'm not like
Jack Black in it makes me want to see it. Period.
Well, yes,
Me too.
yes, but what I'm saying is
Charlie Day as Luigi.
Oh yeah, I know.
But again, it's not, for me. If it wasn't the cast, you'd be like, I'm not going to watch this movie.
No, it's definitely not.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So they had to go big.
They
you know
did.
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. So, but I feel it's hard for everybody now to become an actor because, like, now you can sit at home and make your video of like your, I don't know what you would call it, your audition tape.
They're called self tapes if you're submitting for an audition.
All right, yeah. So your self tape, like, but it's at the same time, it's not how good you are; it's who you know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that because I think that who you know can really get you in places, and sometimes your fame can get you in places too. Like, for example, Addison Rae is a lead in that Netflix high school drama show with the actor that was also in Cobra Kai. I forget what his name is. But I think the other thing is that, like, realistically, like, if you suck, you suck. Like, I don't care who you know. Like, a lot of these casting directors, like, they are going to be watching the shit, and at the end of the day, it's what's going to make money. And so if you legitimately suck, like, you're not going to make it. And the thing is too is, like, we'll look at something that's produced really, really well, right? And we'll be like, that person's not a good actor. But what they did was go through 200 people that sucked way worse than whatever you saw. And the other thing is too is sometimes it's not even suck. Sometimes it's just like, they say actors' choices. Like, it's such an open-ended thing. But like, sometimes someone will just say a line just slightly differently in a way that just makes sense to the producer, and they're like, oh well, that's the guy, that's the girl. Right. And sometimes those choices are really big. Like, the script will say Johnny cries when he sees his mother die, and that actor will go in there and not cry. And not crying during a crying scene can sometimes be the thing that gets you the part, because sometimes what people do is they overshoot things. So they'll say something, and they'll something sad happened. Oh well, I gotta cry. But in reality, this believability part is that, and Robert De Niro has a whole thing on this where it's like, you could have heard just some really terrible, awful news, something really terrible happened to your family, and you'll still have that same look on your face, the same face that you have when I'm talking to you right now. And that is so compelling because it allows the audience to read into you. And I think that when people are cast for certain things, sometimes it's just something like that gets them in. And the thing is that, because we're kind of going back to this whole, like, it's who you know, and I totally agree, but I think the who you know part gets you the audition, but it might not get you the part.
100%. You still have to perform.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like if you know somebody that works at company A that can get you a job, they'll get you the interview, but if you go in there guns blazing, smashing skulls, you're clearly not going to get the job.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
You can only show somebody the door. They have to walk through it.
Right. Yeah. 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 And of course, there's of course the times when it's like, this person they're an actor, but they kind of got the part because, they're buddies with the director. And so, they got the part that way. And that, of course, happens too. So I don't want to say that never happens. But I think like just being in the acting world for as long as I have, and it's not even that long, is I've just seen so many actors. And I've just like everyone thinks that they're the next amazing thing. And
Right.
the most hilarious thing is because I've done a lot of these like casting director workshops. So I've done like workshops with Lane Coonan and I mean just like a bunch of people. But the point is like, these are people that are casting for like these Marvel shows, and they're casting for these NYPD shows and all these big places, and they'll give direction, right? Like, so you'll perform your piece, or you'll do your piece for whatever reason. The word performing is like, people are like, well, it's not a performance. I'm like, okay, like whatever, semantics here. But
it is. It is a performance.
Like, right. Yeah, right. And that's how I view it. But it's like, oh, it's not a performance because a performance isn't believable. And a performance, I'm like, okay, like all right, we get it. You're an actor, and I get it. But anyways, the point is like, you'll do your performance, and what'll happen in these workshops when you're working with these like high level people is they will give you advice, and they'll have you do the piece again. And so what happens is, and it's always surprising to me how often this happens, is you'll have someone talk back to that casting director. I'm like, yo, this casting director legitimately just cast Ryan Gosling in the new movie. What you shouldn't be doing is telling that person how you should be doing your shit. If that person says, hey, tone it down, speed up, give me more, you fucking do the shit. You don't sit there and tell them that your performance was perfect. And it's so funny how often that shit happens in the acting world. I'm like, damn, like these like actors really do have a chip on their shoulder, even if they're not good. In fact,
I feel like you have to. I feel like if you're an actor, you have to have an ego. You have to know in your head, you have to say you're the best, no matter what. Because if you don't, like they're gonna the screen director or whoever is gonna eat you up for lunch.
Right.
Well, and I think that's I think a false sense of what it should be. It's like, yes, have your confidence, but one of the biggest parts of being an actor is the ability to take direction, which is like, you come there with something prepared and something you've been rehearsing for a while, but you also need to leave wiggle room for potentially what you thought was the idea of the piece is, number one, either not translating, or number two, just not quite what the director wanted. And they're like, all right, well, yes, but can we try this? And your ability to think on your feet and do this and adapt your craft so that you can give them what they're looking for is absolutely key. So if you're that kind of actor that says no, then you're not going to get anywhere, because no one wants to work with an actor that steamrolls everyone when ultimately, like, they're the artist and you are like the paintbrush, right? This might be a bad analog, but like, you're trying to convey the idea of what other people are trying to get across. So if you're steamrolling everything, it's just it's not going to work out. The only time I will say this, the only time that you can get away with that sort of level of arrogance is if you're like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, and then you're essentially telling the director like, no, this is how this character is.
Yeah, but that's a different. That's like apples to oranges, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once you're at that level of Leonardo DiCaprio or any of those, like the triple A stars, it's like Tom Brady on the field. You think the offensive coordinator is telling Tom Brady how to play the game?
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
No.
Yeah,
He's probably calling a play and he's looking at him like, go fuck yourself.
I've seen him do that.
Right. Like
I've seen him huddle, especially with
Exactly.
Tampa Bay. I've seen him, they call a huddle, and he'll be in the huddle, turn around and go, no, and then they call him and he's like, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Give him the thumbs up.
Yeah, and that is a wonderful analogy, because like, if you're just starting out as a quarterback, you're going to take that advice because that's your job and that's what you're there to do. But when you are Tom Brady and you got all them rings on your fingers, it's a whole
That's
different
right.
ball game.
Yes, 100%. So in working class fashions, we ask this question to every single guest.
Wait, let's do the silly one first.
Okay.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Now, this means a lot because we've been recording for a long time, and your answer is going to shade the perception of this episode because people really care. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, wow. No pressure or anything, but well, and it's funny. It's so,
if you say pistachios, we're deleting the audio.
Yeah. I don't care that this podcast is almost 3 fucking hours. This audio is going in the trash. So, God damn it. All right. So, favorite ice cream flavor. Okay.
You can give a Mount Rushmore if need be, but
yeah. Well, okay. So, I feel like the child in me always loved chocolate chip cookie dough.
Okay.
And as I've gotten older, I've really taken a liking to anything that's like. So first of all, key thing for me in ice cream flavors, and this will probably divide the room for whoever's listening. Okay. Vanilla base has to be vanilla base. As much like I'm not a huge chocolate person unless it's Rocky Road. Rocky Road, I think, is the ultimate chocolate ice cream flavor. Because it's got the marshmallow, it's got the nuts, it's got the chocolate. It's the only way I can do a chocolate flavor. Otherwise, chocolate's a little too rich and it's
chocolate.
Yeah, it's like it's a little much for me. If I'm gonna have an ice cream, I really like a vanilla base with some sort of creative toppings or something in the ice cream, right? So that's why I really like.
All right.
So what was just chocolate chip cookie dough?
Well, and
that's
then I was
final answer.
Hold up. And then I was gonna say, that's the final. There's a lot of judgment in that.
He's judging you.
I know,
on your ice cream.
It's okay. That's okay. So Nick, do you make your own ice creams ever?
I have tried and failed once in high school.
Okay. So
I also have limited options. I'm allergic to chocolate. Don't forget.
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't know you were allergic to chocolate.
I think.
Wait, does that mean can you have Oreos? Is there chocolate in Oreos?
Sure.
You can't have. Oh shit! You can't have chocolate. You can't have Oreos. Because the thing is I actually like to make ice cream at home. It's and any guys or gals out there looking for a really awesome date idea, get an ice cream maker. Cuisinart is they sell it at your local Target. It's like $60. And it comes with a whole instruction manual. It's very easy. And you can make literally any ice cream flavor you can fucking think of. And one of my favorite things to do with that is you make a vanilla base, you go to the store, you find any Oreo cookie that is somewhat appealing to you. Some really good ones are the peanut butter Oreo. The chocolate chip marshmallow the chocolate marshmallow Oreo makes a really good ice cream. But as far as sorry, I went off on a tangent on making ice creams, but really good date idea. Every time I make ice cream on a date, they're always like, "What? You can make ice cream?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can make ice cream." And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Of all the avenues to get laid, I would have never thought, yes, I can make ice cream.
I can, by the way.
Wait, do you see the way I churn your insides?
Yes.
This Cuisinart ain't got shit on me.
Cuisinart ain't got shit. No, but yeah. So, dude, favorite ice cream. I really should have prepared this before I got on here because I probably would have had a better idea of other things that I like. But yeah, dude, I actually one of my favorite things to do with ice cream is every time I go to a new place, like a new town, or if I'm traveling, it's kind of a family thing too. We'll stop off at a local ice cream shop. And we'll just try their ice cream. And you would think oh, Randy, don't you get your favorite ice cream flavor? No. Every time I go somewhere, I get some ice cream I haven't tried before, which is kind of risky, but sometimes pays off really well. Like this one place I went to, I got a raspberry white chocolate chip. I think it also had peanuts in it too. And it was unreal. It was so good. I was like, holy shit, this raspberry white chocolate chip nutty ice cream.
Randy, I gotta say, hold on one sec, Marcus. You really missed your calling. So I know you're a good, I'm sure you're a good engineer. You're great at playing music. modeling, acting, all these things you're good at. But the thing the thing that you've done the best throughout this show is filibuster. You should have been a politician. You just spent 10 minutes talking around ice cream by not answering what your fucking favorite flavor is.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's because it's tough, man, and I don't have an answer.
Rather than
to
make a decision,
yeah,
you talked around your favorite flavor for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That's professional filibustering. Bravo, sir.
Yeah, catch me
the other side of that too is Nick is he's a variety ice cream eater.
Yeah. Some people are.
He doesn't judge.
Yeah.
He just tries.
He just appreciates as he goes.
Like I said, the key is vanilla base, and then like
some crunchy shit.
Yeah,
some
like
texture in there.
Yeah, I tend to some sort of texture of some kind. But I feel like if I'm gonna judge a place off their ice cream, see, dude, you're allergic to chocolate? Damn.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear your favorite. But
it's fucking fake. He is not allergic to chocolate, Nick. I have some good chocolate upstairs. You want a Reese's peanut butter cup?
No, he does this all the time. It's like, anyways. So
I was gonna say,
I like
Moose
my
Track
favorite.
is a good one to judge it off of, but
yeah, there you go. My favorites. I like a few different ones. So store bought things. I like the cinnamon buns from Ben and Jerry's, or Ben and Jerry's is my favorite like store bought flavor.
Yeah.
Strawberry cheesecake is pretty good. My favorite from Ben and Jerry's though is salted caramel core. It's like a big old glob of caramel in the middle. It's
caramel's amazing.
Vanilla base, something swirl, and then Blondie's chunks in there, which is awesome.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, that sounds amazing.
My favorite ice cream spot in the world though is this place called Scoop Deck in Wells, Maine, and their blueberry crumble ice cream is my favorite in the whole world.
Yeah, you can't miss out on the fruity ice creams. I think that's something that gets kind of looked over.
Yep.
Slept on's a great term for it because, like, dude, a solid strawberry ice cream will rock your world if it's like
shitty
real
strawberries too.
Yeah, and there's some really shitty strawberries. One of my favorite ice cream spots is this place called We Like It in is it Pomfret or Putnam, Connecticut? But it's like We and then Lie, like Li Kit, Kit. And it's on this farm, and
as they often are.
They make the waffle cone like in an iron in front of you. So they'll pour, if you order a waffle cone, they'll put it on the iron, they iron it up, and then you get it, and it's like a hot waffle cone with the cold ice cream. And then you can actually go to the farm, and there's like a little mini petting zoo. They got donkeys and friggin' bunnies and ducks and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of
sounds like I got to bring my kids there.
Yes, I was actually going to say great spot for kids, because what's better than like ice cream and farm animals? But
beer.
Beer. It's definitely a good spot. What about you, Marcus? Do you have an answer? You must have an answer for this if it's part of your show.
Vanilla.
Just plain vanilla?
Vanilla.
Yep. Wow.
There's no fucking thing better than that ever.
You and my little brother would get along great. We see, this is the funny thing. We go on these family trips, and we go out to all these fancy ice cream places, and this fucking kid just gets a vanilla milkshake. I'm like, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's Marcus's guy.
Like, listen, okay. Fuck, here we go. Burger or steak?
Dude, I eat steak. I'm not kidding. I eat a steak every single night of my life.
All right, so I prefer a burger because you can eat a burger anywhere you go.
Yeah,
you're running out the door, you got a burger in your hand. You have to prepare a steak.
Yeah,
a steak isn't just throw it on there and fucking cook it.
Yeah,
because like you can eat, like we all can eat a well done burger, or we can eat a like medium rare burger and like still devour it. But if you get a well done steak, you're like, fuck, this sucks.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing:
steaks suck too.
Yeah, and here's the thing about a burger that's so amazing is that you can go to a city that you've never been in, to a restaurant that you've never been in, and whether the restaurant sucks or is okay or is great, you know that the burger in at least in America is going to be tolerable.
Like America is at least acceptable.
Yeah. Like if the burger sucks, the restaurant might as well close, because a burger's not fucking hard. So it's like if you're fucking up the burger, like just close up shop. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like
Exactly.
you're done. So it's
Right.
like I do appreciate that that's the view you have, because a burger really is all reliable, as it
Yeah.
were.
Absolutely. So I have another question for you.
Here we go.
Are you ready for this?
I think so.
This one matters a lot to me.
This one, yes, tells us a lot about you. So, in the entirety of the Star Wars galaxy, who is your favorite character?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you don't get to hear Marcus or I's first.
Yeah, of course.
Well, mine you wouldn't even know who it is, but
Yeah. Well, maybe. Oh, I wouldn't. Wow, that's a weird.
not unless you're familiar with Legends.
Oh, wow, dude, it's down the rabbit hole, huh?
Yep.
That's and this might be uber generic, but so and maybe not fully generic, but Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon Jinn, and I was always bummed that they never brought Qui-Gon Jinn back. I mean, come on, it's Liam Neeson. He absolutely killed it. And that scene where he dies, I was in the theater for so I'm a little younger. 1995. So when Phantom Menace came out,
You were
and
4.
Yeah, exactly. And
I was 13.
As was I.
And so and by the way, dude, this is actually wicked funny. So my family loves Star Wars. At least they did, before they kind of went off into the new saga. My uncle hates that one.
Yeah.
Not the prequels. He actually digs the prequels, but the
No, I gotcha.
sequels. Anyways, so when I was a kid, for that movie, they woke me up in the middle of the night and they got me dressed in an Obi-Wan Halloween costume.
Oh my God.
To watch the premiere of Phantom Menace.
I'm so proud of you right now.
And dude, like there's this really wonderful picture of me in an Obi-Wan costume looking confused as fuck as a 4-year-old, like, why am I awake? And like and then we went and we watched Phantom Menace, and I remember the only thing I had to say after that movie, because my uncle was like, what'd you think? And I just looked at him and I was like, I liked that story. And I was obsessed with Star Wars ever since. And that scene where Qui-Gon Jinn dies as a kid broke my heart. And so I was always bummed that they never brought him back for anything. I hope they do at some point. I don't know if they will, but I would love to see Liam Neeson in a lightsaber again. But ultimately, the spot kind of goes to Obi-Wan for me. Ian McGregor is amazing, and I just I've always loved his character throughout the series, even in the the original with A New Hope.
Yeah.
So
what are some goals for you over the next 12 months?
Whoa. So I don't get to hear you guys' answer to that question?
You have to listen to any of the previous episodes of Working Class Nerds. No, you can give the short version.
I can give the short version. My favorite characters are R2-D2.
Oh,
R2 doesn't need the Force. He doesn't need anything. He's just there to help people, and every time his friends need him, he is there for them.
Oh, love it.
Mine is actually Darth Bane.
Oh, interesting. I've heard of Darth Bane before.
So to give you the quick rundown, Darth Bane in the way back times, Darth Bane was the original Sith who created the rule of 2. So there was lots and lots of Sith. Darth Bane killed them all, tricked them, and he knew that the Sith would never go anywhere because there's always too much infighting, people killing each other, trying to get up power, and not working towards a goal as a group. So he created the rule of 2. The Darth Bane trilogy of books are fantastic if you ever read them or listen to them, like I did on Audible. I have a feeling you probably won't listen to them because it's long, but the end of it leads off where it's vague as to whether or not he mastered the ability of essence transfer and so his apprentice kills him, obviously, because that's the rule of 2. And it's vague as to whether or not he transferred his essentially Force Ghost into his apprentice or not.
Oh, interesting.
So in Revenge of the Sith, no, that's not the right movie. Rise of Skywalker, when Palpatine's like, I am all of the Sith, the shtick is that Darth Bane has indeed been forced essence transferring himself into all of the apprentices, all the way down to Palpatine, and he is all of the Sith.
Yeah, there's by the way that last film there is forever a joke with me, with the whole like, so you're telling me that it's been Palpatine pulling the strings the whole time, becomes a daily joke between me and Adam every time we watch a movie or whatever. So like if we watch something, it's gonna be like, you're telling me it was John Patine the whole time? You know, we just add whatever the person's name is and Patine. So it's just, anyways. But yeah, dude, that's cool. So
Yeah.
I can go into that question that you asked before.
All
I was like, wait a minute.
Goals.
Yeah, goals. So my ultimate goal, like dream, like absolute dream, as at least in the acting side of the world, three. So 3 acting goals for my lifetime, which would be, and you know, whether they're possible or not isn't really a question for me. It's just dreams, right? Number 1 is to be like a Jedi. So to be in some sort of Star Wars universe, not necessarily within the Skywalker saga, which is why I was excited that you showed interest in like stories outside of the Skywalker saga.
Oh yeah.
Because I would love to, wield the lightsaber and be that sort of next Obi-Wan in a way, which is maybe why Obi-Wan's like one of my favorites. I just loved his character type. So that's number 1. Number 2 is to be Terry McGinnis. So Batman Beyond. I would love to play Terry McGinnis in the live action Batman Beyond, sporting Bruce Wayne, the elder Bruce Wayne, as Michael Keaton. That would be like a dream duo for me. So like me and Michael Keaton in Batman Beyond live action. And then the final one would be to play as Hercules in the live action Disney movie. So those are kind of like, and I guess like if I was to throw a 4th in there, it would be a lead in a romantic comedy. I watch a lot of rom-coms. So ladies out there, yes, I love rom-coms. Anything with Ryan Gosling is a great movie, or Ryan Reynolds, you know, we all know that. So those those I do, I'm a sucker for those. But yeah, stuff like that. Oh dude, any comedy would be great. Anything with Will Ferrell or fucking all that stuff. Short term movie. Yeah, pretty much like, I mean, it kind of sounds like, oh wow, it's good, just wants to do any movie. But like, you know, the big 3 and then like a rom-com. But I have a feeling it'll be reverse order. So it'll be something where like I get in as a rom-com, and then because those are a little bit like, they'll give those to people that aren't as famous, and then I would get into some of the more other roles through the less expensive movies like rom-coms, because those other ones are like millions and millions of dollars, where it's like, you know, some rom-coms are like millions budgets, but it's never something like a, you know, live action Hercules would be,
right? Of course.
But yeah, so 10 years.
That's awesome.
I think I could do that in 10 years.
Sure.
Because that would place me at 36. So I think within that time frame that's possible. At least one of those things. But
anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's if you talk to my acting mentor, he's very much into the manifestation and affirmation thing.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, the secret or whatever.
Yeah. Which I think like it's, and dude, so my acting mentor is 71. And so he's like, oddly enough, become one of my really close friends. And it's really interesting being super close with someone who's in their 70s, because they have a whole different outlook on the world. And so it's really fun to hear him talk, even if like everything coming out of his mouth isn't something I 100% agree with or whatever.
Right. It's a lot of experiences.
Yeah, it's like, well, this guy does know something I don't know. He's lived nearly almost 3 of my lives at this point.
Right.
So it's like, you know, clearly, and that's what's funny too, is when you talk to someone that age, boy, do they have stuff to talk about. I mean, it sounds like they've lived 3 lives. Like he'll tell me, oh, I was in the military and I did this, and then I did theater for 15 years. I'm like, for 15 years, you did this one thing, and that was just a blip on your radar.
Right.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, that's a lot of experiences, man.
Yeah, it really is. So that's 10 year. Did you say short term too? I can go into short term.
I did.
So short term. So I did. It's funny with the whole, and if you do believe in manifestation, I kind of did. I said by the end of this year, I want to be on a TV show, and I was on Murder Nation as a detective, which aired a few weeks ago. But the funny part about it is, admittedly, they took out so much stuff to the point where it's like, all the lines and everything I did, they favored the documentary side of it. And then they just kind of placed images of me in frame with the documentary.
Sure.
So it was like I made it onto national television. It's an HLN network show, but I should have been more specific with what I was asking for, which is I want to be like, a co-star on a TV series or something like that for network.
We got to start somewhere, right?
Oh,
it's all about the resume. If you
yeah.
have nothing on the resume, people don't give a shit. If you
100%.
have a bunch of little shit, even if it didn't go right, to some people that means, okay, this guy's got some experience, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I mean, this is kind of like how I would think about like stand-up comedians. Like, you never start off by selling out arenas.
No, you eat shit at open mics.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is my like open mic night phase, essentially, where I'm doing these really, really small gigs, and kind of working at it. So I think short term, I have a lot of high prospects for Tuesday. I think Tuesday truly is a beautiful film, and I'm very, very excited for how that does in festivals. I'll know a lot more within the next 2 months about how big it'll be, but the goal for that is I want that to be on a streaming service by this time next year. So that'll be either Netflix, Hulu, at the very least Amazon Prime. I say at the very least because Amazon Prime's a little bit looser in terms of like their content that they allow on there.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be in one of those three places. My director really wants HBO, and I think HBO is great. My only like thing with HBO is that not a lot of people have HBO. And my whole goal is for people, like the most amount of people to see it. So I want to put it in a place where the more people can see it, even if like technically I don't make nearly as much money off the film. Cause like HBO, because it's such a premium service, you make more money. But I would rather just more people see it. Which is why I prefer like the Netflix or Hulu avenue.
Sure.
And then I guess acting, I want to do some like legitimate TV spots within the next year or so, which I think is also pretty possible.
Hell yeah. So what is your favorite media moment that you've been involved in? Like a project you're working on or something cool happened and like it was an awesome moment that you just stands out to you. Normally we do this to streamers and be like, what's your favorite stream moment?
Right. So I do think that my favorite, I'll say two, but my top one for sure is on the set of Tuesday. There's a scene at the end that is very emotional, and it took a lot of prep time to prepare for. And the highest emotional scenes are stacked right next to each other, and the way that we were filming, which doesn't always happen, where with film you don't always film things in chronological order. In fact, most of the time you don't. You film things out of order and then they paste it together in post.
Right.
But with this last day, it just worked such that we were fighting against the sun. So we were filming the morning scenes in the morning, the day scenes in the day, and then the evening scenes in the evening. And so we were literally racing against time. And there's this really, really emotional scene at the end. And it's the first time the crew and everyone is hearing this scene. So they've maybe seen it on the script, on like the working shot list and stuff, but they haven't actually seen the scene acted out. And we do the scene for the first time and we finish the scene and everyone on set was crying and was legitimately emotional. I had multiple people coming up to me, giving me pats on the back. Dude, that was fantastic. Seriously, like, great job. And that was, take one, which of course, you have to do the scene. I think
like
I shot
times or whatever.
Yeah. We have to. So how we shot that scene too was we had to shoot because we're racing against time. A little fun fact about this: when inevitably, I'll definitely like invite you guys to like a theater premiere when it does premiere in theaters, because I do want to host one just for like friends and family and stuff. But there's this ending scene that's at the dining room table. There's a two shot of me and the character playing my father, Dana, whose name is Frank in the film, and we shot that. And then I was like, hey, I really want to shoot close-ups for this scene. And so they shot me first because I had a window behind me. And then it was all of a sudden, now this is during the summer, it went from the sun was out and it's like 7:30ish, but it's getting kind of low. And then it's like, okay, well, now we have to set up cameras to shoot your father, Frank's character.
Across from you, yeah.
Yep, for the one shot and like over the shoulder shots. And now it's like the sun's gone. We don't have any sun. So this is where gaffers are the lighting crew. And this is Ryan McCunley, an amazing gaffer, like absolutely so fucking talented, and all the rest of the crew so fucking talented. They turned night into day, which is so hard to do. It's so much easier to do day into night, like, which is like filming something that's during the day inside a house, but it looks like nighttime. And you can just bar off windows and stuff. But making it look like the sun is still up when it's nighttime out is fucking tough. And they nailed it. So it was like number one moment for me, media moment, was this part where I had been rehearsing the scene for months and months and months. And I got that reaction that I was dreaming of, which was that everyone got super emotional. And that meant so much to me because the script means so much to me. Yeah. And then number two is that this seemingly dark, like it's 9:30 at night when we go to actually shoot his scene. And when you look at it, it looks like the same exact moment during the time of day. And it's just like absolutely fucking amazing that we were able to actually pull that off.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I think I'll throw one more in for a bonus. When I did shoot that series, that HLN network series, Murder Nation, I went to the studio.
Murder Nation.
Yeah, Murder Nation. I went to that almost sounded like Double Kill.
Is it Blood on the Bayou?
No, Blood on the one that I was in was. Are you looking up Murder Nation right now?
Of course. Yeah.
So the one that I was in.
Oh, HLN. Here we go.
I think I was. Was I Sins at the Synagogue? I forget which one I was, because they were kind of like, they told me I was episode 4, but then my episode got pushed to season 2, so I don't actually know which episode it actually ended up being. Okay. But I can look that up later. But the amazing part about that was we were filming at the same studio that Pirates of the Caribbean was shot at, that Sixth Sense was shot at, that like all these like really famous movies shot at this same studio that I was shooting in. And so they had like all the posters with like, you know, everyone's signature up on there. So like Orlando Bloom is signed right next to Jesus Christ, the guy that was also in Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm completely drawing a blank right now. Help me out here. Come on, he's
I got Johnny Depp.
Thank you. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Johnny Depp. So like his signature's on the wall and stuff. And like, dude, this place was huge, and like the biggest green screen you've ever seen in your life. Like I'm talking about like 2 houses stacked on top of each other inside a room. And then that was spread across like a neighborhood. It was a massive green screen. But they would build these sets like literally like from scratch. Like people, when they say like quote art department, is like such a visual understatement, because you get there and there's people with saws like sawing out windows and like making it look like it's like a sunset and like all this crazy shit. So anyways, the third part to that of this very long answer would be being in the same studio as Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So hey, Randy, tell everyone where they can find you.
So you can find me and my show Bone Apple Tea on any sort of podcasting platform. That's Bone Apple Tea, literally just exactly how it sounds. For Instagram, that's Bone Apple Tea V, so Bone Apple Tea and then like TEA and then V. Otherwise, Instagram is Sure Thing Man. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show and making the world's longest working class nerds.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.